Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Nowhere else I'd rather be than right here with you guys.
I think a few places. Hating Skip Bayless.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It was going to be a happy Thanksgiving.
But
That's what I thought.
Till you started
You got
hating.
foliage behind you. What
Nah.
happened?
Since you started tweeting last night about LeBron. Don't think I
Really?
didn't see.
Well, you sneak up on my tweets, don't you? You
No,
creep all around them.
Somebody forwarded them to me.
Happy
really?
Thanksgiving
Happy
to
Thanksgiving
you.
to you. Jenny,
So,
how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm going to
for
give you
asking.
my Turkey Day advice. Okay. Don't be a glutton because you've got it in you. Just have a plan when you sit down. Say, 2 helpings only. 2 helpings, and then I'm going to stop. And I'll eat the leftovers in 3 more hours, and you'll be better off that way. Yes.
I
Good
only
advice.
go around one time. But I eat enough for 4 people, so I ain't got to go around with one time.
That's what I thought.
Nah, Skip,
Be careful.
I'm a moderation type of guy. Don't I strike you as a moderation type of guy?
Not really.
Oh, my bad.
Obsessive
Hey, Jenny, how are
compulsive.
you today?
Good, thank
Nice
you.
outfit.
I'm going to
You
be
very
eating
festive.
all the treats for us since
Yeah,
I seem to
okay.
be the one around here who does that.
Jenny brought candy in this morning.
Well,
did.
if you eat it, you wear it. But that's okay.
Oh, shots taken. We have a lot to get to
I'm
on
just trying to
today's
help
show.
you.
Thank you, Skip.
Trying to warn you.
All right. Well, I'm still going to do my best. We've got a lot to talk about. Skip, is he going to be thankful for Dak today? We'll see. And then we've got a guy like Shannon. You're supposed to be nice on the holidays, but I have a feeling you might be hating on Tom Brady. But we're going to start
Little bit.
in Cleveland. Since, we were all tweeting about it. LeBron made his first trip back to the land last night since joining the Lakers. The scene was a lot different than back in 2010 when he returned with the Heat. LeBron was greeted very well by the home crowd, and the Cavs even gave him a video tribute in the first quarter. LeBron finished with 32 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. He hit a big three-pointer with under 3 minutes left to tie it up. The Lakers trailed by as many as 8 points in the fourth, but came back to get the win. Let's take a listen to the King on his return.
I appreciate, these fans just as much as they appreciated me. Every single night we stepped out on the floor, they always showed their appreciation to not only myself but for my teammates for those 11 years. Especially, even those last 4 years, those championship runs that we were making. So that was just my salute to them, of them appreciating what I was able to accomplish with my teammates and coaching staff along those 4 years.
All right, Shannon, what was your takeaway from last night?
Well, let's start with the video tribute. Skip, I thought it was very good. I thought to highlight and chronicle some of LeBron's greatest moments as a Cleveland Cavalier was great. But then they transitioned to some of his work in the community. Everybody knows he's a great humanitarian philanthropist, and what he was able to do to parlay his celebrity into sponsorship and to get sponsors in that community to open up a school. I promise 3rd and 4th graders, and I think by 2021 they're going to have like 2,000 students. So for them to do that showed that the Cleveland Cavaliers, the organization, cared about what LeBron James meant to that organization, and so I thought that was very good. I thought the fans, it was very different than 2010, Skip, because the vitriol, the dislike, the hate of what they displayed on that night when LeBron came back as a Miami Heat. I don't think we've seen that or will ever see that again. Now let's transition to the game. I thought it was very tough for LeBron, Skip, because you know what? When someone does something like this for you, when you're going back to a place that you spent, as he mentioned, 11 years, it's a juggling act. Because you want to acknowledge, yes, I hear you. I hear the applause. I hear the adulation that you're bestowing upon me. Still got a game. I'm here for a reason. And so you have to okay, yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. But now I'm finna go out here and drop this 32, 14, and 7 on you. And if you can believe this, Skip, I don't think LeBron played particularly well. I thought in the first half, in the second quarter, he got really aggressive. He was going to the rim. And I was like, okay, he turned it up. And then he comes out in the third quarter and he just does a lot of standing around. He was only 1 from 4 from the field. I think he scored 3 points. And then in the fourth quarter, he picked it up again, hit that big 3, as Jenny mentioned. You know what? I think Boston might need this guy to close the game for them, considering they don't have a.
Boy, you just opened a big bad door, and I'm going to run through that door.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn. Another thing,
We'll
Skip,
get there.
I thought the Cavs were really sloppy. 15 turnovers. In the first half, the Cavaliers didn't have any turnovers, and this allowed them to stay in the game and even take a big lead. I think they took at one point 11-point lead in the game, Skip, because if you look at the shot disparity, 24. They got 24 more shots. And then Tristan was old Tristan again. Monster on the offensive glass, 10 offensive rebounds. So not only when you turn the ball over, you give them extra possessions. Now all of a sudden Tristan is getting 1, 2, 3, 4 more crack. He's giving them even more possessions. And I just thought, and I was watching this game, Skip, and I was saying to myself, you know what? If they were playing anyone else, they'd probably lose this game. And then I said to myself, well, if they were playing anyone else, they wouldn't be playing this bad. They have really had no respect for the Cavaliers. If you look at the lineup that they trotted out there, Skip, you're like, they can't beat us. This game was a lot closer than really what it needed to be. I tell you what I did like. I like Alonzo. Alonzo got aggressive last night, Skip.
Alonzo played a pretty good basketball game.
He was driving.
He did.
He was driving the ball to the rim and
7 of 11, not bad.
He showed me something, Skip. And I think in order for the Lakers, in order to be with the team that they think they can be, he's going to have to play like this. But, Skip, at some point in time, when is it going to be that, you know what, Brandon Ingram, you want to play or don't? Because he just have these lapses, Skip, and I don't really know from night to night what I'm going to get. And it's so frustrating for the number 2 pick in the draft. And I'm sure Magic and Pelinka and Luke are counting on him to say, you know what, on a nightly basis, you're going to be our number 2 option. Yep. Skip, I really never know what I'm going to get from him. I mean, I might get 22 or I might get 11. Just the effort. But I thought the Cavaliers, I mean, look, they're 10-7 now. They should be pleased with that because the West, I mean, don't look now, but the Memphis Grizzlies has the best record in the West. They're the number 1 seed right now in the West.
Well, they shouldn't have it because
they
stole a game in San Antonio.
It's not about San Antonio.
Absolute robbery.
It's not about San Antonio.
It was the worst robbery I've seen this whole basketball season, but go ahead. They don't count anymore. They don't matter. It's okay. It's okay. They get no respect from the refs anymore. Even at home, they don't. Go ahead.
This is LeBron's night. This is LeBron's moment. And I'd appreciate it if you not bring San Antonio that block.
You brought it up.
They really
you
block.
Brought it up.
I said Memphis is the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
and so
shouldn't
now,
be.
But you know what, Skip? 50 wins might get you the number 2 seed right now, the way things are shaping up. What we thought the Warriors were going to run away with this conference, now everybody, 1 through 8 might be, 55, somewhere between 48 and 55 wins. Wow. But I thought LeBron played okay. The Lakers played okay. They should be very happy and fortunate that they came away to win.
I guess it's time to thank everybody for watching and go eat because I think the show's over. That was what do we go there? 20 minutes?
You know what?
20 minutes.
We went 5
minutes. You just wrote a book about LeBron James' return to Cleveland, right?
What's your reaction?
Thank you, Jenny. It's my turn finally. I forgot what the question was. I don't even know what the topic is, but I think I'll figure it out.
Okay,
I'm going to transition through all the phony baloney and just go right to the basketball game. Is that okay? I'm going to leave all the stuff, off the feel-good, heartwarming.
Oh, you don't like the ovation, huh?
Yeah, it was nice. But you know what? The truth was last night, LeBron could have named his number. Seriously, he could have named it. If he had really committed to scoring, eclipsing Kobe's 81, I think he could have scored 82. If he'd really wanted to score 82 last night, I believe he could have. The difference was, obviously, when he returned the first time from Miami back to Cleveland, he played angry. The fans were angry. There was retribution night involved on both sides, and he got even with them for burning his jerseys by scoring 38, and it felt like 38. I'm with you. The 32 just seemed like he rolled out of bed and got 32. In fact, I was a little surprised at the end. Wait, he had 32 total? How did he get 32? Because it was hard for him to have the heart to rub it in on that team. Yep. Because that team, obviously, as bad as it is, it's without Kevin Love, it's without J.R. Smith, it's without George Hill. It's pretty pathetic right now. So they start the game and go most of the game with David Nwaba guarding LeBron. Are you kidding? David Nwaba? I haven't watched David Nwaba play very much, but he was their big off-season pickup. And he's...
From where?
You got me, but he's 6 feet
Whole Foods?
4 inches. Yep. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall. The last time I checked, LeBron is 6 feet 9 inches tall. And the other defender who would spell him occasionally was Jetty. Jetty Osmond on LeBron James. Are you kidding me? It's like a joke. It's like a cartoon that I'm watching.
And a little sprinkling in of Rodney Hood.
Okay, little Rodney Hood, whoever, but they have nobody who can even begin to get in LeBron's way unless they just send 3 people. And sometimes in the fourth quarter, they just sent 3 and said, you can't have this shot.
Right.
But the point was, especially in the first half, especially in the second quarter, as you point out, he would just get to the rim at will. Just in the first basket of the game, he missed one close, and then he just tipped it in with his left hand. Really? It's like child's play. So I'm thinking, well, you can do whatever you want. And then slowly but surely, he started playing without a lot of energy or a lot of urgency, because how can you dredge it up? Because it was a LeBron love fest last night, and so he has such mixed emotions. Am I really going to pour it on, or am I going to kind of pull back? How am I going to play this?
Do I really want to score 60 against these guys?
These guys? Because then somebody I know sitting right here might laugh at that, might scoff at that, right?
Then you're going to say he should have scored 90.
Okay, so again, I got you. But to Jenny's point, as she pointed out, he did make a big 3-point shot when they were in some trouble with 3 minutes to go.
Big.
And then what happened right on schedule? This night almost turned into a disaster of a nightmare of a disaster for LeBron James, because right on schedule, his late game free throw demons reared their ugly head once again. And I'm just like, what? It's happening again, because he missed the first one with 1:45 left. And I thought, no big deal. He'll figure this out. And then the next thing that happens is with 25 seconds left, instead of attacking the basket and they're up 2 at this point, instead of attacking the basket and getting the free throw line or whatever you have to do, he shoots a falling out of bounds into the bench 3-point shot. They said it was from 25 feet. Here he is. I knew this was coming. And he's going to back up, and he's falling into the bench area. In fact, he almost sat down on the bench. That's all you got? That's the best shot you got? But it was a bad shot. It's a bad idea. You're running from the free throw line because, again, David Nwaba can't keep you from the rim. Nobody can keep you from the rim. So now the door is still open, but somehow the ball goes off the Cavaliers, which I didn't think it was off the Cavaliers. They get the ball back, inbound to LeBron, and, of course, Tristan just happily runs to LeBron and hugs him for an obvious intentional foul and sends LeBron to the free throw line. And what happens, Mr. Sharpe? It got him again. He missed the first free throw, and he did make the second free throw. Way to go, LeBron. Yeah. But the door remains open. He could have slammed the door, and it did remain open. So the whole game comes down to a side out-of-bounds, inbounds play. Mm-hmm. And what did Luke Walton do? To his credit, he did not call it for LeBron James. If we could see that play, LeBron just stands in the middle. They do the line of 4 to the inbounds. So if we could just see where LeBron is, there he is. He just stands and turns.
Well, he tried to the pick.
Yeah, I didn't think it was half-hearted because he knew the play had been called 4-1. KCP. Right. What is KCP?
A 93% free throw shooter.
Yeah, 94% now because it's 32 of 34.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty great.
That's what should happen.
So Luke called his number, but wait a second. I'm sitting in my living room thinking, I asked Hazel this, but she can't answer very well, but whatever.
Well, I asked for it. Go ahead.
Did you? But the point is, the best player on the planet, according to you and most of the basketball world, did not run to the basketball in that circumstance. And I'm thinking, well, it's your team. Aren't you the closer?
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct, because I'm sure Jenny wants to hear this also. Mm-hmm. So the best player is always the best free throw shooter. I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly.
He should be the clutchest free throw shooter. He should be the man at the line to close the deal.
Guess what?
Is he the closer or not?
Oh, you know what, Skip? Let me unbutton my jacket, Jen. Did you watch the game last night between New Orleans and the 76ers?
I saw the end of it.
If you don't mind me, can you tell me?
He had to make 3. Anthony Davis had to make 3.
But they're free.
Okay.
They are free
throws.
Okay, then. Okay. And what happens?
He made the first 2 and he lipped the third one. He lipped it out. And what happened to LeBron James at Philadelphia at the end of last regular season?
He lipped it out.
Oh.
He lipped it out. Exactly.
Yeah, but he didn't make the first 2. He didn't even get that far.
Listen. Here's the thing, and we need to stop this notion, the best player is always the best at this. We watch this in baseball when they make substitutions in the outfield. The best player, they put the best defensive player. He might not be their best player, but he's the best player for that situation. And in this situation...
Baseball does not equate to basketball, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, in every situation, what you try to do is put the best player for that situation in that position. And KCP was shooting 93%. Because he went 4 for 4 last night, he's now shooting 94%. So in that situation, KCP is a better option than LeBron James.
By the way, LeBron James has fallen to 74% from the free throw line, and somebody made me a bet he's going to eclipse 80. And somebody's in already big trouble. It's plummeting.
Skip is
not plummeting.
Okay, Skip, he dropped one. He was at 75 to start tonight. He's at 74.
Okay, so here we go. So my point is, if he is the closer, he's the guy you trust. It doesn't even matter what his percentage is from the free throw line.
Yes, it does.
He just runs for the ball because I want the ball. Get out of my way. I want to step to the free throw line. Even if I'm making 46%, I'm going to make that one to shut the door.
No, Skip.
Okay?
That's not how it
That's how if you're the best player, if you're Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you just want the basketball. You just say, give it to me. I want it.
Skip.
Of course, he was 80+%, but that's okay.
Stop.
You know?
We need to stop this notion.
Okay, are you admitting then to me that LeBron is unclutched from the late game free throw line?
I'm saying in that situation, the best player for that moment was KCP. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
And just because
Yet, every time they've had technical fouls through the first part of the year, LeBron stepped to the line to shoot those free throws.
No, Kyle Kuzma shot it last night.
But I've seen LeBron shoot them.
I've seen LeBron shoot him. I've seen other guys shoot him also.
Maybe he's not the best for that situation.
And last year, there were times that Kevin Love stepped to the line and shot him.
Okay.
And when Kyrie was there, Kyrie shot him. So stop, Skip Bayless.
Well, all I know is LeBron James wanted no part of that basketball at that moment. He did not. You know it, and I know it.
Skip.
That's why he's disqualified from the Jordan conversation. I want the blind witnesses to see once again with their own eyes, blind as they might be,
So let me ask you a
that
question.
he ran from the
I just
basketball.
want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly because I have video footage and I can, like Colonel Jessup said, Caffey said, I can have the logs pulled. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly and be careful how you answer this because I have this already in the can.
Are you going to give me your few good men?
No. I just want to make sure.
Yep.
And think carefully. Answer carefully.
Did Michael Jordan ever miss a
No. Okay. Was there ever a situation in which Michael Jordan was on the floor along with Steve Kerr or John Paxson and one of those guys attempted a technical foul? Be careful how you answer this.
I'm sure you found one where they did.
No. No, I don't need you to answer. I'm sure you found it. Is it simple yes or a simple no?
What's the question again? Did the other guy ever? Did Steve Kerr
When
ever?
Michael Jordan was on the court and there was a technical foul,
Okay.
did someone
Yes. It's a big yes.
So are you trying to tell me that he's unclutched? Are you trying to tell me?
Do you know how many moments there were when Jordan said, "Get out of my way and give me the ball. I'm going to finish this"?
It's ingrained in my mind. I saw it against Toronto. I saw it against Indiana. I saw it against Minnesota last year.
You want me to start into that was in his 15th NBA season. 15th. Do you know all the times that he missed those shots or ran from those shots before that?
And there's a quote, Skip Bayless, and I wrote it down. Michael Jordan said, the reason why I succeed so much is because I failed so many times. It's not the shots that...
So you tried to prepare to defend the unclutched LeBron.
No.
You knew this was coming.
Because
you're creeping on my tweets because you're...
Because I know you. I know you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Skip, the thing is that when I watched him last night, and I agree, I thought, and I was like, this is going to easily be a 30-point triple-double. I said 40-point triple-double.
I don't know how he only had 7 assists. I can't even fathom. I don't know.
Well, it's not like he got knocked down shooters. Can you imagine if he had Klay Thompson?
But they keep making threes. Like, they shocked me with how many threes they made.
They were 9.
Okay,
they were 9.
But they made 9. You made it before the year started like they couldn't make 1 a night.
Well, you remember they started out, they were making 5 out of 30 a night.
Right, but now they've been rolling.
Look, the thing is that I was disappointed with how much they turned the ball. Skip, they had like 7 turnovers in the first quarter. Skip, you can't win championships.
Okay, they're going to go as the king goes, and it was clear from the start he wasn't really into it because he couldn't get into it. So they weren't into it. They weren't locked in, locked down. This was not do or die, obviously. This was not retribution night for LeBron James.
But what they need to have happen, Skip, they need to find a consistent number 2. And teams that are really good, they have that. On a nightly basis when Houston, it's going to probably be Chris Paul as your number 2 guy. or in New Orleans it's going to be True Holiday. You have that, Skip. You have that second option. Here, I mean, what am I going to get from Brandon Ingram? And so I'm like, bruh, come, you're better than this. I keep it, man. LeBron said he got next. Magic, where everybody keeps raving about it, but what am I missing? What am I missing?
For a while, KCP wasn't even in the rotation, and now he's become an integral part of the rotation, and he made 3 of 6 threes last night and made all of his free throws. So, I don't know.
Is it me? Maybe it's my television. Why does it seem like every time Lance is in the game, it seems like he's on a slip and slide? Skip, he's all over. I mean, dude, you're not James Harden. You're not LeBron. You're not going to get those calls when you go into the rim and, you flailing. They're not going to give you that, Lance.
I just like the energy he brings.
I
He
do.
brought the most energy of anybody on that team last night, for better and for worse. I got you. But when he steps on the floor, things start to click and happen. Maybe bad things, but a lot of good things.
But Skip, he's like medicine. Small dosage for a set period of time.
Still like him on this team.
I love him. I love his energy. He's going to play hard, but come on.
And I must admit, I'm liking this team more and more. They're growing on me. They're better than I thought they were going to be. Even though they faced an embarrassment last night, it's defensible. I get, but they still won the game. And you know what? In the end, do you want to say something?
Because they got clobbered on the offensive glass.
But that's Tristan's. He came to play last
night.
Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to get even with LeBron for leaving.
He didn't want to get no even. Did you see them? They had that handshake?
No. They all got their little shakes that they were doing. He was doing all the old shakes with everybody.
With everybody. You like that. So you don't like that, Skip.
Everybody went home happy last night. It all worked out in the end. LeBron avoided disaster at the end of the game. Right. LeBron got decent. They're good numbers. They're very good numbers. Not a triple-double, but good numbers. Yeah. What, 32 and 14?
32-14.
Yeah. Okay, that works. And the Cavalier fans got like 3/4 and maybe 2/3 of the fourth quarter where they were happy, right? Their team put up a good fight.
Did you want to see LeBron drop what he did on Miami on Sunday, Skip? I mean, that would have hurt them. I mean, we give you a video tribute.
You said yesterday you would. You think they would have enjoyed that. I don't think they would have enjoyed that.
Well, 51-8-3, I mean, when he's making the shots that he made. I mean, he missed some and one, Skip, that would have, he's right there at the basket like twice.
Yep.
And he missed the layups and he ended up, going 1 for 2 on the free throw attempts. But I think this team can get better. I think they need to have a second option. And you can't play down. The thing that I like most about really good teams, especially you love the Patriots and you take the football and that, they don't never play down the competition, Skip. If you beat them, you beat them. They don't overlook anybody. And sometimes I think when you're really good and you're like, oh, man, that team can't beat us. Because like you said, Osman and Waba, Thompson, Hood, Sexton. That's your starting five.
That's it. Oof.
And now all of a sudden Jordan Clarkson can make shots. You can see what happens, Skip, when there's no pressure or there's no expectations. You're on a bad team, everything he throws up going in.
Although the biggest shot of the night was taken by Fourth Corver, and he left it short. He got an open three. That would have been a big shot.
Lonzo, you was napping on that one.
He was. Yeah, I agree. So in the end, I believe the most relieved man on the planet right now is the King, that he got that over with.
Yeah,
like it's done.
He didn't want to hurt him, Skip.
No, he didn't want to hurt him. It's over. He got it done. It's onward and upward.
Yeah.
But we know who the best player in the NBA is over Skip.
Well, I don't know about that.
You know.
We're going to talk about him in a little bit.
We're
going to talk about Kevin
We
Durant
just talked about him.
We did not talk about it. We're going to do a whole
first,
topic on him.
Since today is Thanksgiving, that means football.
This is it.
Well, Skip's Cowboys dominate the Redskins today. We'll discuss next.
Come on, Washington.
No mercy.
Well, the Cowboys are a 7-point favorite at home in a big matchup against the Redskins today on Fox. Dallas is 5-5, 1 game behind Washington in the NFC East. Dak Prescott said earlier this week, quote, "It's just another must-win for us." For the Redskins, Alex Smith, he's out for the year, so Colt McCoy will start at quarterback. Shannon, simple question. Who wins today?
Cowboys. I know you thought I was going to come out here and tell me and pick the other team. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to
So you're trying the reverse jinx.
Skip.
The jinx effect, it will not work today, but keep trying.
You know the Cowboys should win this game. Washington is down 2 offensive linemen.
Yep.
They're out. Trent Williams, their best offensive lineman, is questionable. Paul Richardson, receiver, he's out. Jamison Crowder is questionable. Really? And you're playing Colt McCoy. Now, they are in Dallas. Now, if this was a rodeo, the guy I want, Tough Hedeman, he's retired, or Colt. I'll give me old Colt, but this ain't a rodeo. This is a football game. And you know there's a reason why Colt McCoy has been a career backup. Look, I'm not saying Alex Smith is Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, but he's better than Colt McCoy. So the likelihood of you going on a short week, having to travel with backups, think about it, Skip. What can the Cowboys do as good as anybody in the NFL? Get to your quarterback. And now they're going to be doing it against backups. Come on. No. But here's the thing.
Hurts you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. It bothers me. That
they got this break.
They're feasting.
Yeah.
If I'm Dallas, I do everything I can to get Zeke going early, and I don't want this team hanging around, be there in the fourth quarter with a chance to think they can win this ball game. And that's what normally happens, Skip, is that they know that the Washington's without 2 offensive linemen, possibly 3. They know they're banged up. Their quarterback's out. But what you don't do is that you don't fall into that trap. You don't lay down to what's going on with them. You had a great run so far in the last 2 games. You go on the road, you beat Philly. You go on the road and beat Atlanta. Now, hey, who knows? Atlanta might not be as good as Washington.
Maybe not.
But Zeke's the answer. If you look at the games they won, look at Zeke's touches.
Sure.
Look at Zeke's yardage.
You got it.
They've gone back to the realization, home team, Jenny, is that, we can try to spruce this thing up and make people think Dak is Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes boys or he's Aaron Rodgers. But in order for us to be successful, 2-1 need to be doing this. And when he's doing this like this, drops that ball and does that, good things happening. Real good things happening. Yeah, so if
Feast.
Yeah.
Feast.
And so it's Thanksgiving. You let him eat.
Let him have 3rd helpings, 4th helpings.
As many as he wants.
You let him eat
done.
figuratively. You don't want him eating literally.
I know, because I think he does that literally, and he partakes of some of the things you enjoy. Some of that candy, just occasionally.
I expect Zeke to
2
have.
pieces.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's before
moderation.
That's before she got to work. But anyway, Skip, I expect Zeke to have a big day today. You expect him to have a big day, and I expect them to win. I expect them to win by at least 11 points.
By 11 points. So, I'm going to lay this right here on our Thanksgiving Day table.
I don't want no bet.
No bets.
Okay.
If my Dallas Cowboys can't beat a Colt McCoy who has not started a football game in the National Football League in almost 4 years, if they can't do that, then they do not deserve to win the NFC East. They do not deserve for us to be even talking about them on the show, because a week from tonight, they play New Orleans at home. So if they somehow let Colt McCoy do it to them again, as he did on October 27th, 2014 on Monday Night Football, when he beat them 20-17 in overtime by going 25 of 30 for 299 yards, if they allow that to happen today, I'm out, because I can't defend that anymore, because they would not be made of the right stuff. And obviously they wouldn't be mathematically eliminated, but if they're going to fall to 5-7 after the New Orleans game, you tell me, how many more games can Washington lose? Because they would have a commanding lead after today if they steal this one. And I think it would have to be a steal that they would pull off. So I believe they will get revenge on Colt McCoy today, because they just should. They should win this game. I believe they'll get revenge for that robbery that transpired in Washington back on October 21st of this year, when some referee got away with calling a false start on my field goal snapper, who is a 14-year veteran who he handled the football exactly the same way he has for 14 years before he snapped for that. He did not do anything to it. He didn't tweak it or twist it or flinch it. He didn't do anything. And they threw a flag because somehow Jay Gruden had implanted in the backs of their minds that somehow he's tweaking the football in the illegal way.
He was going to miss it anyway.
He wasn't going to miss it from 42, and he missed it from,
47.
47. Yeah, it went 5 yards. Well, it could have been 5 the other way, right? Yeah. So the point is, because the Redskins just jumped off sides, right? The kid from Alabama just jumped across the line of scrimmage. They are going to right the wrong on that today. In fact, I'll just say this. That was a 2017 game also. So it's been 20-17 Colt McCoy and 20-17 in Washington this year. I'm going to say that my Cowboys turn the Thanksgiving Day table on the Redskins and win 20-17. And I'm telling you, I have respect for the Redskins defense. You didn't say one word about the Redskins defense. You talked about Colt McCoy. You talked about the offensive line. The Redskins defense is 5th in points allowed. Is that good?
Yeah, but you got Dak.
You know what? They got grit, they got backbone, they scratch and they claw and they fight. And this is, to me, this is the best rivalry, historical rivalry in pro football. I know you played in some great ones. I don't know, we can go...
Packers, Bears.
Okay, that's a good one. That even predates this, but I don't think it has the animosity, the hate that this one does. This is just back and forth, and when you least expect it, the underdog wins in this series. So they opened it as a 9-point underdog, and it got bet down quickly to 7. I think it's right around 7 right now. It could get bet down before game time lower than that because that's too many points. So I think the Redskins will cover, and I think the Redskins will try to do it with that same blueprint they did it back in 2014 because remember, they dominated time of possession on that Monday night. 38 minutes to 29 minutes because it went overtime, obviously. And the Redskins, thanks to Colt McCoy, were 7 of 15 on 3rd and 4th down. He knows how to play. He will not crumble today. He will not choke today. He will not lose his poise today. He's played in a lot of big games in college and pro football, and he's just about as valuable a backup quarterback as you can have in this league. So he will be Colt McCoy. But I got to pass rush, and you got to get after him. You got to knock him off his spot. He's going to try to dink and dunk you to death. Dink and dak you to death, right?
They got back, and guess what? They got backups. So DeMarcus Lawrence and Gregory and Crawford going against backups.
Okay, you got to get after him. You got to hit him hard early and get him a little discombobulated, just a little bit out of sync, out of whack. Because the night that he lit them up, you know who he was throwing to? He threw 6 balls to Deshaun Jackson. So you had a viable deep threat, and I'm not sure they have Deshaun Jackson on this roster.
No, they do not.
Okay?
And I don't know if they can throw enough balls. Jordan Reed is healthy. I don't know if they can throw enough balls at him to sustain this. Well, if I'm Washington, Adrian Peterson, I'm going to try and establish him. I'm going to try to control the clock, keep the Dallas offense off the field.
All right. That would be the blueprint. So what was the blueprint in Washington back on October 21st? Guess how many yards my man Ezekiel Elliott, how much was he doing this on that day? How about none?
Yeah.
He carried it 15 times for 33 yards. Do the math on that. That's barely over 2 yards a carry. That was just on October 21st. Yeah. But guess who wasn't there? There was no Amari Cooper. So there was nobody to open up anything. And so the Redskins said, you just can't have him.
Right.
And what happened? Right on schedule with 4:55 left in the game, Dak is trying to do too much with too little because he has nobody getting open. And he holds the ball too long in his own end zone and it gets knocked out of his hands for a touchdown. He gave them 7 points and all of a sudden it was 20-10 Washington. Then what happened? Dak turned into the warrior I think he is because he is made of the right stuff. And he wound up throwing in the 4th quarter alone for something that you thought was not possible. 120 yards he threw for just in the 4th quarter.
He had 40 going into the 4th quarter.
Okay, well, whatever. But he threw for 120, and guess what? He put them in position to kick a field goal to go to overtime. Is that good?
Yeah, it was procedure, though. Y'all jumped offside.
It was not.
You moved the ball, Skip.
He did not move the ball. Washington jumped off sides. So my kicker, who goes a little north and then a little south, and I don't trust him at all. He's Brett the Fret. That's what I call him, Brett Maher, because he makes me fret. And I'm going to be fretting today if it does come down to a 2017 field goal, and it just might.
It's not going to come down to that. The Cowboys should get somewhere north of 20. Easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's your score?
I'm going to go...
He's going to go high. Go big. Go big.
You know what?
You got to increase the jinx factor.
27-13.
27-13? I thought you'd at least go 30.
27-13.
27. So you got them winning by 14. You got them covering the spread. I'm betting.
The spread is 7.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
They doubling the spread.
Okay, that's why I said you got them covering.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got them winning by 14. I got them winning by 3, but you have tried to jinx them, and it will fail because they will win today.
Skip.
I am very confident that they can beat this team.
I mean, really? I mean, all those guys are out. At some point in time, they pick up with you.
So my team just won at Philadelphia to your chagrin and won at Atlanta to your chagrin. You picked against them both times. Yeah. So did I, to be honest with you. And I was surprised twice. My team is poised for takeoff. We have seen flashes of how good to great my team can be this year. And I think it's all starting to come together because the offensive line finally came back together. I do not want Connor Williams to come back from injury and start at left guard.
No.
I just don't want to see it.
I mean, he has to play, Skip.
No, he does not have to play.
He needs to play.
Xavier Su'a-Filo. He changed life in Dallas.
You
believe
get one more week to gloat. We want a 3-game winning streak.
Yep, that'll
but
be
starting
impressive.
Monday,
Yep.
it'll all go away.
And then here comes Drew Brees
Yes.
on Thursday night.
Yes.
There was that long ago time back in 2009 when they went down to New Orleans late.
This is a different Drew Brees
very
with
good.
more weapons.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is the MVP, but that's all.
Nah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Why you got to go overboard?
I don't have to go overboard, but he is. But
Mahomes.
we'll see what happens. My team's got all the ingredients to be really good. So here we go.
Yeah.
Well.
Just because you got the right ingredients doesn't mean the dish tastes good.
Yeah, well, we'll see. This one's going to taste real good because you are going to see some of this.
Oh, yeah, I see that today.
Yeah.
I see that today.
Yeah.
But I see Drew Brees throw
I don't know
for
if he's
about
going
500
to
next
jump in the Salvation Army basket or whatever it is, but
Not if he
kettle.
had a big lunch or a big dinner last night.
He might not be able to.
He jumping in that kettle.
That's true.
No mercy.
Involving Adrian Peterson. He will be in Dallas today for that big game, but he's dealing with a new controversy. Peterson told Bleacher Report that he used a belt to discipline his son recently. He was suspended in 2014 after being charged with felony child abuse. Peterson's agent released a statement yesterday saying, "There is nothing more important to Adrian than being a good father." Adrian learned several valuable lessons 4 years ago. All right, this is just coming out, Shannon, but what is your reaction?
Well, to counter that agent's argument, it sure doesn't seem like Adrian learned a valuable lesson. What I don't get, Skip, is why would he say this?
I don't know.
Considering in 2014, not only did he almost lose his NFL career,
Yep.
he almost lost some of his freedom for an extended period
That
of time.
is correct. He was very fortunate to get out.
I mean,
because he was initially charged with felony child abuse.
Right. And so, Skip, for me, why would you volunteer this information? Why would you? This is not something to be proud of. Oh, yeah, I still discipline mine. It's almost like he lacks awareness. I don't think he gets the gravity. Because, and I get it, Skip. I grew up in born in the late 60s, and grew up in the 70s and 80s in rural South, and my grandparents believed in corporal punishment. They believed in discipline.
So did my father.
But here's the thing, Skip. As I became a father,
Yep.
I realized the way that I was disciplined.
I understand.
I'm going to jail if I discipline my kids like this. So you have to alter the way you discipline your kids.
There's new enlightenment.
Yes.
There are laws and there are limits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the law said, Adrian, what you did was wrong. I get how you was raised.
Right.
I get what your father and maybe your mom, how you were disciplined.
Yep.
But times are different now. There's a lot of things that were done in the past, 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even as recently the 2000s. But it's unacceptable now. And I just don't get why he would volunteer this information, Jenny. It's almost like, I'm still doing it. I do whatever. This is not something to be proud of.
Yep.
Look, some people will say, well, Shannon, look, you have to discipline some kids, and I get it. But discipline is one thing. When you leave marks and welts on your kid, that's child abuse. That was child abuse then. But it wasn't looked at that.
Nope.
It looked at hard punishment. It was looked at discipline. But and for me, I'm like, Adrian, do you realize what happened just 4 years, your agent said, just 4 years ago? So you could have lost so much. It could have been a situation now, NFL might look into this, but I tell you who else is going to look into it? CPS, Child Protective Services.
They will.
They're going to look into it.
I agree.
They're going to be like, well, clearly you didn't learn your lesson, bro. And I still discipline. I mean, like he's proud of that. That's nothing to be proud of, Adrian. And you should have just kept that between. Look, I don't Skip. I'm out of the parenting business, especially telling someone how to do what to do with their kids.
I'm with you on that.
But come on, bro.
Yep.
You should have never volunteered that information.
So why was Adrian Peterson suspended for 15 games by Roger Goodell the first time around? Because he showed absolutely no contrition or remorse for what had happened. And again, the sentence got reduced. He pled no contest to misdemeanor reckless assault.
Right.
And he was, he had to undergo, 80 hours of community service. He was fined $4,000.
I think he had to go counseling, too.
Yeah, I don't think there was any count. I couldn't find any, but maybe you're right about that. I'm not sure. But anyway, he was fortunate to get out from under that the way he did, but he missed 15 NFL games. And as you point out, his career was teetering.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that Jenny, being the Vikings fan that she has been throughout her life, she probably lost a lot of love for Adrian Peterson. Am I right about that?
It was shocking.
Didn't a lot of fans lose a lot of love for him? Were some just out completely?
Many were.
Okay.
And it's taken a while, and I think you'd ask them to this day,
Yeah.
and they would feel the same way.
They would feel the same way. So it kind of went away, and he's had a little bit of a resurgence in his career this
Correct.
year because he's 7th in the NFL in rushing yards, which shocks me. I didn't think he could quite do that in
Because
Washington.
didn't he come back after that season, Skip, and rush
Yeah.
for like two? He led the league in
No, he
rushing
did.
close in 2015 after
He
being
did.
out.
But he struggled, and he got dumped by New Orleans, wound up and got dumped by Arizona. But this is a rebirth for him in Washington. And by the way, as beat up as they are, they're still in first place.
Correct.
He is the lead running back for a first place team, right?
Yes.
And then why would you publicly acknowledge this? Even though your brazen pride kicks in and you say, I'm not going to change one bit, because as he pointed out in the article, he believes that corporal punishment made him the man that he is, so that's how he's going to discipline his kids.
Right.
And in this certain incident, and we don't know exactly what happened in the end here, but he said that on 3 previous chances that he gave his son to right whatever wrong he had committed, that he did not comply. And so it took to the 4th time for him to resort to using
Well,
a belt.
I think what Adrian needs to change is his parenting methods.
Okay.
Because if you got to go 3, 4, 5, even after you're doing the discipline that you're doing, something is not resonating with your child.
Okay.
So maybe you need to readjust how you're parenting.
You well could be right, but he reiterates in the article, just to be fair to Adrian on this, but he said, my kids love me, my kids enjoy being around me. I don't know, because we're not there, and we don't know what exactly he did with his belt, so we're not trying to charge or convict him here of the latest incident, but Child Services is going to be intrigued here. They're going to want to know what's...
You know, Skip, when I grew up, my grandfather had, he's like, the first time is thunder, the second time is lightning.
Yep.
My grandfather said, I'm not going to tell you stuff over and over again. I'm not going to ration with a child. I'm not going to reason with a child. We couldn't ask, well, why? We couldn't say, well, you wasn't no grumbling. It wasn't, I'm not going to do it, slamming no doors. Barney Porter wasn't having it. Mary Porter wasn't going to have it. And Skip, you couldn't get sassy and flip about your mouth, because my grandma get close to you and she'll slap you in your mouth. Okay. She had to tell me and my brother all the time. She said, boys, wherever y'all show out, you'll get woe out. So if you're in the grocery store, you in church. But Skip, you can't do that now.
Hey, I got raised with switches, belts, and sometimes I got just flat out hit in the face.
Yes.
But it won't fly today.
No.
Again, enlightened community that we live in now, right?
And the thing
Enlightened
is,
world.
you know what made me? Yeah, I didn't get a bunch of them, but sometimes I got smart, and my grandmother had to do what she had to do. But you know what, and a lot of people in the black community understand what I'm talking about. You know what got me upset, Skip? Is that I would have uncles and aunts that come over, or some of my grandmother friends would come over, and the first thing out of her mouth, I had to tear that boy tail up this week. Why you got to tell that? You proud of that, Granny? It's like Adrian.
Was that operating here?
Yeah, bro, you proud of that?
Okay, all right. So he clearly has not really changed his approach,
No.
although he did also say that he uses timeouts and what he calls wall squats, which I don't know wall squats, but I guess it's a form of discipline.
Man, Mary Porter had time up.
Okay.
It wasn't no time out.
Okay.
But Skip,
But to your point, you're riding high, your team's in first place, and this interview didn't happen yesterday. It probably happened like 10 days ago, maybe after the previous Sunday's game,
and
I believe.
I think his agent also said that the reporter violated Adrian's trust.
Oh,
and I guess he was.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I guess he told him things
Off
in
the
confidence.
record.
Right.
Okay.
Not, but that ain't nothing you ever.
Talking to a reporter. I mean, how clear? That's just dumb.
It's dumb, and you can't do it. You can't threaten what you have, because of all the players I know who don't want to give this up, this guy's going to go as long as he can go. So why would you threaten it by putting your pride on the line to publicly acknowledge, I still use a belt?
I still.
Okay.
I don't get it, but like I said, he feels that this is the only way that he can get through to his kids is by doing the discipline this way. I just, given what he's been through, Skip.
Well,
I mean, it's almost like I get a DUI, and somebody asks, I still drive drunk. Why would I say that publicly, Skip? After what I've gone through, why would you admit that? What you do? Why would you admit that? Because these people gonna come knock on your door now. That's just the way it works. Skip. Guess what? If I were to go out here and say, if I were to say on this show, 2 or 3 times, like, yeah, I don't pay no taxes. I don't pay no taxes. Guess what's going to happen, Skip? I'm going to get a knock on my door.
Yep.
You just didn't. So.
Well, Adrian's also going to get a knock on his door from the commissioner of the National Football League. That's going to happen before Child Services because they're going to want to know because the image is everything to this league. And after he got suspended for 15 games, are they going to have to take some action here?
Yeah.
I just don't get it, AP.
It's just the beginning. We'll be following the story, and it will need to be investigated. I think that's where we're at. We're going to switch gears to more drama, more developments between Kevin Durant and Draymond. This story is heating up. We'll discuss next.
Good for you.
No mercy.
Well, Kevin Durant and Draymond Green had a big argument last week that led to Draymond getting suspended. And yesterday, Katie liked a comment on Instagram that said, quote, Green getting traded if Cousins is healthy. Just the rumor going around. Adding more drama to Golden State, they were blown out by the Thunder last night. Draymond and Steph both missed that game. It's their first 4-game losing streak under Steve Kerr. Nothing is missed on social media. Shannon, what do you make of that Instagram like from KD?
And Katie knew this wasn't going to be missed. Skip.
Yeah, he knew.
He's making this situation worse and worse. He knows that anytime he likes a post or comments on a post, any professional athlete, Skip, is going to be picked up. It's going to be viewed. And when you like a post, you like that, huh? So you agreeing with that.
It's a powerful little tool.
Yeah, and,
right?
and Draymond Green said, you also like, yeah, you know what I said, what I called you? Yep, you confirming that.
Yep.
All you doing is validating what I do to be true.
He probably thought that.
All along.
Yep.
I don't get why he keeps putting himself in that situation, Skip. Clearly, he has not gotten over what transpired almost a week ago. I don't know if he'll ever get over it. Because remember, he lashed out the reporter, told him, don't ask him that question. Don't ask me that. Skip. I don't care what they say publicly, but you know this is an issue. And it's not going to – I still believe that they'll win the championship when Steph comes back and he's healthy. I believe that's the Steph is the deodorant that can fix this awful smell that's going on right now with this team. But to think that someone could say – and you look at – and you said something interesting. He's the most thin-skinned, sensitive, great athlete that they have ever been.
Ever that I've encountered.
Sure.
Draymond calls you this to your face. And not just once, he kept it going. And you get upset about somebody that paid probably $2,500 or $3,000 for some tickets, they call you a cupcake.
I think they were also, he said yesterday on, was it on Chris Haynes' podcast? Yeah, he said that they were also calling him the B word. So go ahead.
They say you seem to like it.
Yeah, I know.
They say you don't do nothing about it. So that man called you that right there.
That's correct.
And I think everybody would have felt better if he said, oh, that's what you think? Well, you that. Okay, I tell you what. After this game, we're going to find out who the biggest one is. Because either you whip me or I whip you. That's what everybody would have. Because sometimes, Skip, you got to take an L just to show you a man. I mean, you can't let that man call you that.
I just don't know that Kevin's built like that.
But he want to challenge everybody else on Twitter. He want to challenge this. He want to challenge this guy that called him a cupcake or say Draymond called you that.
Yet he will rise and shine in the clutch moments in a basketball game and take it over.
I think
he's got basketball guts.
I think this for once and for all. You can't be the best player when you got 2 other All-Stars, when you have another All-Star, and you get beat like this. You know LeBron James wouldn't let this happen, Skip Bayless.
Okay, but LeBron James wouldn't be playing for such a troubled basketball team. This is troubled.
Kyrie! Do you remember what he and Kyrie was going through the last year?
Not like this.
Yes, it was.
They weren't calling each other the B word.
No. It was bad. Because I spoke to someone that was on that team, and it says it was what you didn't know just how bad it was. But it was bad.
But they weren't at each other's throat. It was quiet bad. It was brooding bad. It was he went one way and Kyrie went the other way bad.
The only difference
they never had a confrontation bad.
It never got public.
It didn't split the team bad because
Bron wouldn't let it.
Okay, well you can argue that, but this is different. This guy's built different. This guy is extremely gifted as a basketball player.
Oh, no question.
Extremely gifted, and yet he's far more valuable to me than Draymond Green. So I'm going to stand by what I said the first moment I could on this show after the day after the incident. Somebody has to go. And to me, it should be Draymond Green. And what do you think Kevin thought last night? Again, I watched this game. There's one moment when Draymond gets up, I think we might have the clip, and tries to coach the team by lecturing the team during a timeout. He's in his street clothes because he couldn't play last night.
They do that all the time.
Okay, because Steve Kerr lets him. But given what has just transpired, how do you think Kevin Durant liked that?
Good.
He had to sit on the bench and listen to Draymond lecture the team about what's wrong.
I love it, Jenny, because
Really?
guess what? When they be front running and Andre Iguodala get the whiteboard and Draymond get the whiteboard.
Different.
And they let
That's
Sean,
front- that's
exactly.
front running. Okay.
When the thing, well, see, that's what I like, Skip Bayless. So
Okay.
now all of a sudden, everything isn't perfect.
Okay.
The hedge has been removed. Look
Oh,
at you now.
you got
Now
that
you're
right.
bickering. You
Okay.
want Draymond traded.
Okay, so after the game, Steve Kerr adopts this attitude of, what, me worry? This is all laughable to him, and he makes some silly comment. Can we hear that comment
What'd
that
he
he
say?
made
What'd
after
he
the
say,
game?
Skip? 'Cause I had
About
to
what
make
are you going to do?
Thinking of juggling at shoot around Friday, and that paddle ball game. I'm not very good at it, but I might try that too.
Okay, so he's trying to say, this is no big deal. This is going to go away. I'm sure that's the mindset of the front office, right? We'll get through it. You will not get through it with this guy.
Right.
Thin-skinned as he is, he will not forgive. He will not forget. Draymond did not apologize,
Right.
as we well know, right?
And he could have came out and Skip said, you know what, my emotions got the best of me last
Right.
night. I said some things that I shouldn't have said,
Yeah.
and I want to apologize. He said, everybody knows I'm emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be who I am.
I'm gonna
Yes.
be me. Well, what do you think Kevin thought about that? So Kevin knew exactly what he did when he hit the button, and he pushed like, right?
Yep.
Because he wanted the world to know he would like him gone.
Right.
And at some point, this organization is going to have to come to grips with, before the trade deadline, are we going to try to salvage this year? Because I'm going to say it again, they are spoiled rotten in Oakland.
Yeah.
Because every year it's like they're prohibitively favored.
Yes.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
So now they have to realize these championships don't grow on those trees up there. They don't come easily.
Nope.
And all of a sudden, this one's starting to teeter a little bit because, again, they're without Steph and they're without Draymond and they're without DeMarcus Cousins right now. So they think all will be well. It won't be well. That was a troubled team last night, even though Kevin put up okay numbers, 27 and 14, right?
Yeah.
He also turned it over 6 times and he shot 1 for 5 from 3.
His three ball is
And what does
definitely-
your researcher tell you about Kevin's 3-ball shooting since the incident?
It was 1 for 17 going in last night.
Okay, well, now he's 2 for 22.
What?
2 for 22. That is 9% since he got called the B word, right? That's 2 for 22. That will continue. It's teetering right now. And if you don't try to save this season, you could also try to save Kevin coming back next year. I promise you, Kevin Durant has not decided what he's going to do next year. So if they remove Draymond,
He's leaning.
He might be, but if they remove Draymond from the equation, I promise you, he just might lean back to staying with this team to go to
What if
San
he trades
Francisco.
Draymond and he still walks?
Well, you'd risk that. You'd have to get his feelings on it. You'd have to sit down, and it would have to be a verbal commitment because you can't do any contractual commitment yet.
Well, first of all, since Steve Kerr's been there, Skip, this is their first 4-game losing
Okay.
streak. So this is not normal.
But he's going to juggle it.
He can juggle all he wants to.
Okay, do paddle.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
well, as long as he can't juggle when those guys play together,
Yeah.
when they both get healthy, he can't juggle their interactions because that's what this. That man ain't forgetting that, Skip.
No. So last night, and by the way, the Thunder are taking off because Schroeder is playing at a high level.
Yeah.
Okay, so he makes 5 of 6 threes. How many times do the Golden State Warriors get outshot from 3 at home? How many times does that
Not
happen?
often.
So Oklahoma City makes 13. Golden State made 7 last night. What's going to happen? You're probably going to get blown out.
And the
you
thing,
did.
you know what? You look at OKC, Skip, not to get, and I'm going to go back to Golden State, is that when you look at Schroeder, when you take Russ off, you get another point guard, you get another ball handler, a guy that can initiate offense and can score. Because
He
I
can
think he was
score.
almost a 20-point scorer
Sure.
last year.
Yeah.
So that's
No.
what you need.
No.
They got problems.
Yeah, they got problems. By the
I
way,
mean, they could dress it up, Skip.
And Russ shot poorly last night. He was 5 for 15. He had a Jason Kidd triple-double of 11, 11, and 11. So he just scored 11 points. It should be disqualified as a triple-double.
But
you
you know-
should have to score 20 to get a triple-double.
But you know what else, Skip? You know what else he's struggling? Shooting free throws. He might be worse than LeBron, Skip.
Okay. All
He's
right.
struggling. And Russ is a better free throw shooter. And like we said, LeBron should be better. Okay. Russ is a better than what he's shooting now.
Okay. So, troubled basketball team because to me, Clay is the fourth best player, and when DeMarcus comes, he's going to be the fifth best player because I still think Draymond's more valuable than Klay Thompson. That's just me.
He is, Skip, because he does so many things. But if you watch that game, they were down like 10, 11 points, 14 points, and then Klay goes boom, 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 and next thing you know, it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, they got blown out by 28? Wow.
Hold up.
Okay.
If the best player's on the court, how can you get blown out at home?
Boy, I've seen LeBron get blown out
Don't
a
do
bunch
that,
of times. Well, seriously.
I can just imagine if LeBron has Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond, they might not lose by like 3 or 4 games.
Just a few nights ago, LeBron got blown out at Orlando. Really? At Orlando? How did that happen?
Hold on.
Oh, it was the jet lag. LeBron said after the game they got jet lagged because he's on the West Coast now. That's what he said.
Never done that. You're right.
Skip,
Never done that. Well, that's what he
you
said.
do, Skip.
I'm not doing anything. I'm telling you what he said.
Every time in LeBron, I mean, if LeBron was going through this situation, now look, think about this here. Draymond called LeBron that. He goes 41, triple dub. Draymond called Kevin Durant that. They go loss. And he goes 2 for 22 from the 3-point line. Now you tell me what's going on, Skip.
You tell me what happened in that finals when Draymond got suspended for calling LeBron the B-word. He got suspended.
LeBron went 41-16, 41-11, and went in Game 7, triple dub.
Kyrie closed it. Well, he did.
Well, I guess he left all his closing powers in the Cavaliers because he ain't closed nothing yet. Kemba just hit him up for 43, and the Knicks. Trey Burke is the first guy to have 25-10 off the bench since '92 on Kyrie's watch.
I told you what's wrong with the
I don't know what's wrong with them.
They got too many good
I don't
players.
know.
Too many.
Whoa.
You got to figure it out.
All I want to know, you got a closer. He got to close those games. In the garden, they get lit up in the garden, Skip.
That's another trouble team.
What?
That's a 500 team.
See, all this trouble. But everybody keep talking about LeBron, the drama queen. Oh, he loved chaos. All I know, he keep it prosperous in there. This is what we know. Draymond called two guys. Both, Skip Bayless said one is the best player, I say the other. He called 2 guys the same word. One guy won the next 3 games and won an NBA title. The other guy, well, you tell me, Skip.
He was able to win the 5th game because Draymond was not playing in the 5th game.
Okay, why didn't KD win a game then?
Didn't win a game since?
Yeah.
Because he's lost heart for playing for the team. Yeah.
So in other words, what Draymond said, you said what Draymond said is true?
It's true about LeBron.
No.
How did LeBron respond?
LeBron
did he want to fight after the game?
41-16.
Wait a second. Did he want to fight after the game?
41-16.
No, the next thing I know.
He stepped to him. He stepped to him.
Stepped?
Yeah, he stepped to him.
Stepped away from him.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't, Skip.
Yeah,
No, he didn't, Skip.
Wait. He stepped to him and made him his business partner.
No, Skip. You
uninterrupted.
Skip, hold on.
The next thing I know in the offseason, Draymond is LeBron's business partner. So keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
LeBron stepped to him, and after the game, what did he say? He said, I'm a father, I'm a dad. He said, I don't want to have to do something, but he said, you know what? I'm going to take it out on your team the next game.
Stop it. LeBron James is a lover, not a fighter.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
41-16 in Game 5. Okay, you're right, Skip Bayless. You're right. They didn't have Draymond in Game 5.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people what LeBron did in Game 6?
Game 6?
Yeah.
Well, he and Kyrie went crazy.
No. Yeah. They went crazy in Game 5. In Game 6 with LeBron. Huh?
All I know is nobody could make a shot in the 4th quarter of Game 7 until Kyrie finally said, I have had enough of this.
Oh, you know what?
Boom.
Hold on. I'm glad you said that because in the huddle, LeBron told Ty Lue, let Kyrie take the shot. Because you told me that Michael Jordan told Steve Kerr in the huddle the ball was coming to him. And you gave Michael credit for that. So can LeBron get a little love?
Okay, but that's not because LeBron was going to get double-teamed. It's just because he wanted Kyrie to take the shot.
I mean, Skip, the man had triple dub. The man had a triple dub. The man was 2 rebounds from having another triple-double in the NBA Finals game.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a second, Skip.
Who do I want with the ball in his hands late in the game? Not LeBron James.
I want LeBron
I'll
with
take Michael Jordan. I'll take Kevin Durant because the GMs all said we'll take Kevin Durant over LeBron James any day, right?
Okay, Skip.
Remember that?
I mean, out of 32 categories, he got 1.
Oh, but that
What
was,
about
he
leadership?
got the
Skip,
one.
what about leadership?
The one.
What about leadership?
I never said he was a great leader.
Okay, who caused you to make the most adjustments?
And maybe not an emotional KD. I don't think an emotional, sensitive KD is as
Ron.
effective.
Draymond called 2 guys, Jenny, the exact
know.
same word.
Yeah.
Yep.
One guy won the next 3 games and won an NBA Finals.
And
the other guy lost.
Next thing I know, I'm seeing the barber shop or the shop, and it's
That's my
LeBron and Draymond.
That's my
They're
shop.
sitting next to each other in the shop.
Made it work.
He just called you
I'm
that.
in business, Jenny.
I know.
Wait, didn't you just tell me that once you called somebody the B word, that's the bridge is burned?
Yeah, but hold on. I run a business.
Oh.
So if you want to come in and get a service, I'm not going to hamper my business.
Wait, Draymond was there to get his haircut?
Yeah. Look at that fresh line Draymond
I
got.
admit
There to get a haircut.
Skip is the smart one here because I don't think he likes things on social media, doesn't follow people, he stays out of the mix. Skip, he's the smart one.
Oh, thank you.
Just
Jen.
staying out of the mix.
I don't know.
No drama.
You creep around my tweets, or you get. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't do
I
it.
think you got some burner account. You follow me on the burner.
They
account.
reported. They come out get your mans.
Oh, okay. I think we got to take lessons from him. Well, Katie definitely should.
No.
All right, we're moving on. Is Amari Cooper the next Michael Irvin? We'll discuss that with Eric Dickerson next.
No mercy.
Amari Cooper should be a big part of the Cowboys offense. He's played in 3 games since coming to Dallas. The offense has looked a lot better. Zeke is coming off back-to-back 100-yard games. And yesterday, Jerry Jones compared Cooper's impact on the team to Cowboy legend Michael Irvin. Let's take a listen.
I think I'm going to go back to Emmitt Smith, Aikman, Michael Irvin. Emmitt had a lot of his runs, and he wasn't touched for the first 3 or 4 yards. It's because Aikman and Irvin had them backed off, and they knew if they didn't stay back, then Aikman and Irvin and Novacek would take them right down the field. Well, Cooper has done that for us. We got to keep them backed off. When we do, then Zeke can basically have the kind of days we want him to have as a running back. So it's a balanced thing. It always has been.
We're now joined by FS1 NFL analyst Eric Dickerson. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you for
Gobble,
joining
gobble.
us. Gobble, gobble. A lot to get to today. I'm going to start with you, Shannon. Do you like that comparison from Jerry?
No. I mean, Jerry, stop. So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. I didn't hear this when Zeke led the league in rushing in 2016 and Dez could not run me. I didn't hear any of this talking. Now, all of a sudden, you win 2 games, and you're the 90s Cowboys that won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years?
Yep.
Is that what we are, Skip Bayless? You like your owner talking like this?
I do not.
Exactly. I didn't think you would. Skip, come on. I get it. Zeke is a phenomenal talent. Amari Cooper is talented. But Michael Irvin didn't get traded because he was underachieving. Michael Irvin was the glue. Michael Irvin was the voice, a de facto voice in a locker room on a team that won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And I believe had they kept Jimmy, they probably would have won 5 and about 7. But that's neither here nor there.
Yep.
See, it's not good enough for Jerry. Like, oh man, we got to, the Amari trade has worked out as good, if not better than we hoped it would. He got to go in this hyperbole. I mean, he just got to go over the top. 90s Cowboys, Michael Irvin, Hall of Famer, Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer, Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer, MVP, all-time leading. Lord have mercy. Skip, why? I understand in Texas everything is big, but Jerry, really? Just, you won 2 games against teams that we thought were going to be good, might not be as good as we thought they were in actuality. So that's where you are, Jerry. But to say that this is the 90s, I can't even believe Jerry said that.
I can, but go ahead. Pile on.
Pile on. Well, first of all, I got to say one thing. Skip, now you are a Cowboy fan. Is that true?
Lifelong.
Lifelong Cowboy fan. Now, I saw something, was it last week, where you threw away something.
Yeah.
So I just had to bring it back.
You brought it back.
I brought you one personally.
Wow.
You cannot. If you're a fan, be a fan.
You know I retrieved it.
Well, here's another one.
I do need this
You
one,
take
'cause the
that
other
one, give it
one's-
to somebody. That's for you. Be a true fan.
The other one got dry cleaned and it still doesn't smell.
But there you go. Now be a fan.
Thank
Look at
you.
it. He got quit
You know
being
what?
wishy-washy.
I might just wear this tomorrow.
All right, there you go.
I might.
You watch it. What you come in here with that L, you gonna be offended.
I like
nice
this
of
one.
you.
You
This
got
is
it.
This is
I got you a
different. It's
different
different
one.
color scheme.
Thank you.
Well, that's the old school. That's the old
I
throwback.
know this is when I first started liking them. This got the stars on the shoulder.
Well, that's just for you.
This is like during the Eddie LeBaron years.
Boy, Eric, we didn't bring
They
any
were terrible
gifts, so
too.
now we feel
When
bad.
I saw Skip, I'm like, Skip,
Thank
you can't
you.
be throwing the jersey and the
Thank you.
hat away. If you're a
Thank you.
Cowboy, you got to
That's
be
very
a real.
nice of you.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving
Happy
to you.
Thanksgiving to you. So
All right.
you keep that jersey. You know, I have to agree with Shannon, and to a point. I kind of get what Jerry's saying in a way, but you know, you're talking about a different level. Michael Irvin is not just he's a Hall of Famer, like you said, he was the glue of that football team. He's a different kind of player. You've got a guy that's been there, 3 weeks? And you're trying to compare him to Michael Irvin and the 90s Cowboys. And the Cowboys, one thing about that team was that offensive line was like, all of us running backs and other teams like, man, I wish I had a hole like that. Man, I wish I had some holes like that. All of it. I think tight end, I wish I had a hole like that. So, yes, I can see the comparison, but no, he's not a Michael Irvin. And the thing about him, I think not Emmett, I think Ezekiel Elliott. The thing, I always said that Zeke was the second best running back in the National Football League. Yeah, I know we disagree on that. But Zeke is a great player.
Wait, if your coach actually gave your guy the ball occasionally?
Yeah, I know we don't run the ball. I agree with that. But anyway, so with Zeke, the thing about when you play football games, other teams look at the Cowboys and say, look, 21 is not going to beat us. 21 is not going to beat us. Dak didn't have any weapons. You know, y'all were down on Dak, you too. You were down on Dak, but he didn't have the weapons. He didn't have anyone. He has Amari Cooper, which is kind of, it's working out right now, but let's see if it works out long term. That's what it's all about, the long term. And so for me, I think it's working out right now, but is he a Michael Irvin? Absolutely not.
So, these comments from Jerry, you could just watch him just running away with himself. It's like Jerry at the Thanksgiving Day table. and he says, give me a piece of that pumpkin pie with whipped cream. And he says, it's really good. Give me another piece of that. And give me another piece and another piece. And finally, he's just spilling it's all over the table. And he can't help himself because he's so proud of himself, he pulled off the Amari Cooper trade.
Right.
That's on his resume. I'm in the Hall of Fame, and I went out and I got him. I paid for him, but you get what you pay for, and I got what I paid for because I got Michael Irvin.
Yep.
No, you didn't. Maybe he'll turn into a semblance of Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
But to your point, I covered those 90s teams. I wrote books about the 90s teams. Michael Irvin was the driving force of those football teams. He was the rocket fuel. He was the guts and the glue, and he was the leader. And it's hard for a wide receiver to be the leader of a whole football team, but he was that guy. And by the way, all three of those Super Bowl teams ran the ball more than they threw the football.
Yes. That's right.
And those three teams had, to my eye, the single best offensive line I have ever seen in all my years covering the NFL.
Still.
Because you had 5 potential Pro Bowlers across the board, all 5 of them, and usually 3 or 4 would make the Pro Bowl, but all 5 were capable of making the Pro Bowl. And Jerry's right about this. North Turner told me they simplified it down in ways you would never have done it, where they just literally called Emmett right, Emmett left. They either handed it to him right or left, or they tossed it to him right or left. They had no holes. They didn't have a number called because he was as instinctive a field runner, just see daylight, run to daylight, as you will ever see, because he was 5'9", and he could duck and dart behind those elephant offensive linemen.
It was a lot of daylight.
A lot of daylight.
Lots
but
of daylight.
before you found the little 5'9" running back who weighed about 205, he was 5 yards. He was on top of you, and he could make you miss in quickness in a confined space, as Norv used to say.
Right.
So that was what was happening. It wasn't all about the threat of Michael Irvin or Jay Novacek. Do you know that there would be 10 men in the box? They would say, we're taking 22 away, and they couldn't take him away. Because in those 3 years, he led in some category every year, either yards rushing or yards per game or touchdowns. All 3 years, he was the dominant running back in pro football, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so look, do I get the concept? Has Amari Cooper changed life for Dak Prescott? Sure, he has. He has opened up a lot of things, and I'm going to point it out again. October 21st at Washington. It was only about a month ago.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott went 15 times for 33 yards. That's pathetic. That's barely 2 yards, more than 2 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Why was that happening? Well, you said why. He had no weapons, and they just said, you can't have him. And Washington's pretty good on defense. They're fifth in points allowed.
Right.
So you don't think they're smart enough to say you can't have him?
Right.
Well, can they say that today? Can they do it? Can they say you can't have 21? Well, then can you throw it to 19? Sure you can.
A lot of times the run, Edie, and you know this, it's about commitment.
Exactly.
In the 90s, the Cowboys they were committed to running the football come hell or high
they would
water.
just say it publicly.
Yeah.
We're a running football team.
I mean, when you got Big Easy and you got Nate Newton, you got Step, you got Gogan, you got
and
Tuanay.
you want to know the truth? Troy didn't love it. Troy Aikman didn't love it. I don't think Michael loved it.
Troy was throwing like 15, 20 times a game.
no.
What quarterback would love that?
No.
was-
But he accepted it because they were
Winning. That's it.
They were
That's
Alabama.
it.
They were.
They were Alabama.
And you said Norv Turner. I asked Norv this. I saw Norv, I think after the Cowboys' last Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, because I saw the offense. I said, that looks like our offense that we ran to Rams. He said, it's the same offense. He said,
Oh, well, he learned it.
He
Yeah,
said,
he
it's
came up
ISO
through
right,
the
ISO left. It's right. It's toss right.
Yeah.
It's toss left. It ain't no number. And we say we go gap right and gap left. He said that's all it is.
Okay.
And so when you've got offensive linemen like that, that changes everything for the running game. And right, I got to say one thing for Dak. It's going to help Dak having Amari Cooper because, as you know well in football, if a defensive player does that, he's beat. Just looking inside, now the guy's by me. And that's going to help him a lot. So, I think you'll see his play really improve as this team goes along.
Good. Well, Jerry he stumbled completely out of bounds, but I still like his team right now.
Yeah, because when you can run, guess what? When you can run the ball, you're throwing against single coverage. You don't have to throw anybody open because guys got one-on-one. They're just open.
Okay.
So come on.
The game.
Let's
I
not
want
go
you to
Michael
enjoy it.
Irvin.
I want you to enjoy this,
There
Skip.
you
I want these last 3 weeks is as good as it gets for you. But your day coming.
And be
you're
a
saying-
Cowboy fan all the time.
All
Skip,
the
don't be
time.
throwing that jersey in the trash now.
I get
don't do that
emotional.
again.
I get angry.
Okay, don't do that.
They deserved it. Did
Just-
you see that Tennessee nightmare?
I got you.
I think I might
Well, you
get,
saw
I
what
think I might
Tennessee
get
did
me
to
a
the
Drew
Patriots.
Brees jersey.
Really?
Yeah, I think I
Throw it in the trash?
You got
Nope.
you got
I think I'm
that.
gonna wear me a Drew Brees
You
jersey.
kind of got them. You got them same
Oh,
colors
next
on right
Thursday.
now.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll get me a Drew Brees
So you're
jersey.
saying I should just enjoy this while it lasts until next Thursday night? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But we still got the Eagles coming in the week after that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get me a walking to him jersey.
Really?
Just
From
get
here on out,
let's get through today.
I'll give me a jersey and a quarterback.
and then go from there.
Eric, thank you. This
Eric,
is beautiful.
You're welcome.
You're going to be back
Love it.
later on in the show. I think you can always stay if you keep bringing gifts. All right, things are getting heated between Aaron Rodgers and his brother. This is an interesting story, and we'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Yesterday, Aaron Rodgers said he was donating $1 million to help with fire relief efforts in Northern California, where Rodgers grew up. Rodgers also asked fans to donate to help in the effort. And after that, Aaron was called out by his own brother, Jordan. Jordan tweeted, "Please donate, spread awareness, and send love. But when your own mom is home alone during the fires, car packed, ready to evacuate, and you miss the fundamental first step of compassion, calling your parents to make sure they are safe, everything else just feels like an act." Shannon, what is your take on the situation?
I believe this situation could have been handled behind closed doors. I think it's been well documented that Aaron and his brother Jordan does not have the best relationship, and I don't really know. I guess from what I've only heard one side of the equation because Aaron doesn't talk publicly about it, is that Aaron doesn't have the best relationship with a lot of his family members, be it parents, brothers, or whomever else is involved. Skip, I just believe, and this is heartbreaking to me because I know how close I am to my brother. I know how close I am to my sister. And we don't always agree, Skip. More so my sister and I, we get into heated discussions and we hang up the phone with each other and, I'll call back or she'll call back, apologize, and we keep it moving. But it's just hard for me to believe that I would take this approach because I believe the same approach that he took to Twitter, he could have called Aaron. Maybe he doesn't have his number.
I don't think so.
Maybe he's trying to shame Aaron. Maybe he's trying to guilt Aaron into something. But I hardly think if he's trying to start a relationship with Aaron and to get Aaron to come back to his family, be in the graces of his family, this is not how you do it, Skip.
Well, I don't think that was the idea here. I don't think that was the goal.
Whatever the goal, what did he hope Aaron's going to do it because clearly
just calling him out, trying to expose him as being a hypocrite.
But there has to be an end game. Okay, you call him out. Is that going to make Aaron have a different or a better relationship with his family? Because if you just calling him out and it doesn't change the situation, what have you actually done? You made it even more difficult for him. Like I said, handle this. I just believe family matters, and Skip, you hear this a lot in sports. It's a family matter. We'll handle it indoors. We'll handle it inside.
Yeah.
This is real, true family that I believe could have been handled. I just don't really know where's Jordan taking this.
Look, did I wince when I saw this? Because you're airing your family's sort of dirty laundry, and it's pretty dirty here. It's pretty ugly.
You said family, not just Aaron's,
no,
family.
It's family, and it's been going on for a long time, and it's been written about numerous times. But if it is true that Aaron did not call his parents, and I'm going to have to accept from his tweet that it is true, then there is some hypocrisy operating here. And the only reason I give it any credence or credit at all is obviously you're a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I'm not so much. And it's not the performance that I have issues with sometimes. Sometimes I don't think he's real. I don't think he's true. I don't think he's what you think he's supposed to be.
Oh, I think he's everything. I think he's arrogant. I think he's smug. I think he's condescending.
Okay.
I think he's everything that you see. I think he's all that.
Okay, and then the bigger picture of this is we have this new age of the athlete actually promoting his brand by charitably giving to causes, to donating to causes. And it makes me a little uncomfortable because Aaron went to a studio and made a very professionally shot video. And it has a lot of good to it because he did give $1 million.
Right.
And he's encouraging others through his generosity to come with me here. You chip in a little bit, and maybe it'll.
State Farm is going to match that up to $1 million.
It's J.J. Watt after the hurricane relief in Houston, right?
Yes.
But he did go so far as to say that this is a co-promotion with my, as he called it in the video, my longtime partner, State Farm. And it just makes me a little uncomfortable because they're involved. So there's some promotion of both the State Farm brand and the Aaron Rodgers brand. And I'm not just pinning this just on Aaron because we see a lot of athletes publicly announce, I'm giving this.
Right.
And there's a part of me that wishes they would just do it privately because it would mean more. And look, I don't want to get too religious here, but there's a reference in the Bible, it's in Matthew 6:1, about don't take public credit for your donations or your charitable giving because it'll be disqualified sort of in the eyes of God. And I again, that's going too deep for Thanksgiving Day, or maybe not. I don't know. But again, that resonates with me a little bit because don't disqualify it by don't use it for you to build your PR brand. Do it quietly. Do it out of your heart.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the difference between what he did by donating $1 million and said State Farm, his business partner, is going to help, or his sponsorship, than what J.J. Watt did?
Nothing. Zero. Same deal.
But
That's why I said I brought it up.
But a lot of people have the perception. And as I said, Aaron, I believe Aaron is all those things because a lot of things can be true. Is he smug? I believe he's smug. Is he condescending? Yes.
Did this come from his heart? I believe it did.
Yes.
Does he care about those people in his home area?
Yes.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Does he have little to no relationship with his parents?
Yes.
Sounds like not. That he doesn't have.
That is correct. And that's, look, everybody, family is supposed to be sacred and but everybody doesn't have the greatest of relationships with their family. I have a great relationship with my brother. I have a great relationship with my sister, my mom, my grandma. But I grew up like that, Skip. And there's nothing, and my grandma used to have a saying that says, son, sometimes teeth and tongue will fall out. But family should never fall out. There's nothing my brother and sister can do to make me stop talking to them. There's nothing my mom gets me upset, Skip, sometimes. Yes, she does. But there's nothing she could do. She gave me life. My grandmother, there's nothing they could have done.
I got that.
But so for Aaron, look, like I said, whatever problems that I might have with a family or a friend, I ain't going on the internet. I'm going to go to you. If I got a problem with Skip, I'm going to Skip. If I got a problem with Jenny, I'm going to Jenny. Because whatever the problem is, how does going through social media, if it doesn't help the end result, what have I done?
To be fair, here's Jordan trying to promote himself here. He was once on The Bachelor, right?
And he's working in the industry right now, college football analyst.
Okay.
And they talked about it on the show on reality TV, and they aired it out, and it was uncomfortable, and he's doing it again.
Right. And Aaron strikes me as a private person. He tried, and he's like what happened with Olivia Munn and his former ex-girlfriend. Look, for me, I've always tried to stay out like my family, my brother. Bruh, that's who you want to be? If you like her, I love her. My sister, that's your boy. If you like him, I love him. I don't get involved in stuff like that, as long as they treat you good. Jordan, Aaron, when the time is right, I believe everybody will eventually come home. And right now, he's got a lot going on, and maybe he's upset or with something you said or something someone's done. But eventually, I believe Aaron will come home. But this, I do not believe. Now, I could be wrong, Skip, but I don't believe handling something that can be handled private should be handled publicly. That's just me. I could be wrong, but that's just the way I like to do things.
And I don't believe something that could be private in charitable giving should be made public. That's just me.
But he just did it. I mean, so what? So just give the $1 million?
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
But how does he do that and also get people?
Okay, but now you're doing it's dual pronged. You're doing it to promote your brand and to say, well, gee, I'm encouraging others to give also.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
So there's a little.
That's how charity works.
Good
Skip.
and a little not good going on.
But that's how charity works.
Okay.
But maybe J.J. Watts looked a little bit more authentic because it felt like it wasn't planned out, and that was received differently. Yeah. Is that fair?
I'm sure. Did Aaron Rodgers think about giving his hometown or his community $1 million? Had these fires happened and not happened, do you believe Aaron Rodgers would have donated $1 million to his community? Had that flood not happened, do you believe J.J. Watt would have raised $41 million for what?
I'm biting my lip.
There are things, cause and effect. There was a cause. It was. This is what happened.
Okay.
But I believe Aaron Rodgers is a lot of things. I think we all are.
Okay.
It's like Shannon. You're loud. You're arrogant. You're this. Yeah, I'm a lot of things. It all depends on the time in which you catch me. I can be nice. I can be
Stay on the good side for us.
I'm going to enjoy a lot of State Farm ads today. I will.
You know what?
I
You
will.
trying to take a shot at there.
I like him. I like Gabriel.
No sarcasm.
He's my
there?
favorite agent.
Oh, he's
Well,
your
I'm gonna
favorite
donate.
agent?
Since Aaron Rodgers, he's one of my favorite players, I'm gonna donate.
Well, we should all donate. It is for a good cause.
That
That's
is
the
my
point of
insurance
this.
company.
All right, we're going back to Cleveland. Are you trying to promote yourself there?
Maybe they give me a discount.
All right, LeBron returned to his old home last night, but should those Cleveland fans still be a little angry with him? We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
LeBron made his first trip back to the land last night since joining the Lakers. The scene was a lot different than back in 2010 when he returned with the Heat. LeBron was greeted very well by the home crowd, and the Cavs even gave him a video tribute in the first quarter. LeBron finished with 32 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists in the Lakers' win. He spent 11 seasons in Cleveland and helped them get their only title in franchise history in 2016. Let's take a listen to the King on his return.
I appreciate, these fans just as much as they appreciated me. Every single night we stepped out on the floor, they always showed their appreciation to not only myself but for my teammates for those 11 years. Especially, even those last 4 years, those championship runs that we were making. That was just my salute to them, of them appreciating what I was able to accomplish with my teammates and coaching staff along those 4 years.
Shannon, how should Cleveland fans feel about LeBron now?
Grateful that they got an opportunity to witness the greatest basketball player ever for 11 years. And I know it didn't end the way they wanted it to, that he stay here and spend his entire career in one locale. But to say I got an opportunity to witness him play for my franchise. He completely transformed the franchise, the city, the athlete, what he does in the community. Because no matter how long an athlete stays, he's going to eventually retire. He's going to leave that team. He's no longer going to play. But LeBron left something with the I Promise School that will stand the test of time. I think they should be blessed. I think they should be honored that they got, because everybody doesn't have that. Like, man, I wish I could have had this or I could have had that. Everybody doesn't get an opportunity to have the Lakers are very fortunate because they get Kobe, they got Magic, Skip, they got Kareem, they got Will, they got all these greats. For a very select Cleveland, you get LeBron. And I know it did not He didn't stay all 16, or he's probably going to play 20 years. All these are not going to be there. I believe he's the greatest Cleveland sports athlete in history. There haven't been many. I mean, you got Jim Brown, football.
I would say he's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. You got Bob Feller with the Indians. But LeBron James, Skip, what he's been able to do, it's just hard for me to believe that there's one greater. And if you want to be mad at somebody, how about be mad at Dan Gilbert? Dan Gilbert blew this.
Could be.
He had an opportunity because for the 4 years LeBron was in Miami, the Cavaliers had the worst record in the NBA. Guess who has the worst record now? Since he's gone back, and he's only been played, 17? You know, he's 10-7, so 17 games, Cavaliers. Because Dan Gilbert's one of these guys, he wants credit. Okay, that's your team. The influence of LeBron James and the cloud that he placed over you, or having to have his way and do things a certain way, is gone. Build it however you like. But if I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm honored. I feel truly blessed that I got an opportunity to witness what I witnessed for 11 years.
And if I were a Cleveland fan, my emotions would be very mixed. Right now, they would be far more positive than negative, but I would still have some negativity deep down in the bottom of my sports fan soul over all that transpired. And I'm going to say this again about your man, LeBron James. He is easily the most interesting athlete in the history of sports. Every night, something happens swirling around him. He creates a force field wherever he goes. It can be some Saturday night in Orlando, and something always happens. He is the drama king, and it's not like he tries to make it happen. It's just his. He was born in that force field, and it's just interesting because he'll make a post-game comment that will be cryptic, between the lines, passive-aggressive, about he almost cracked a couple of weeks back, or it'll be a couple of years back when we're top-heavy as you know what, and then the rest of the team is saying, well, what about us? Are we chopped liver? There's always something swirling. Okay, well, you can argue that. But it just swirls around LeBron James, and I'm going to quote my friend Brian Windhorst at ESPN, who's covered LeBron since high school, junior high school. But he says it's just complicated what went on with LeBron with those fans, because it was. Because obviously, I thought the feel-good story, the heartwarming story would be if he could be, like it was just a 1,000,000,001 shot that the kid from Akron gets drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wow, what a great story. I wanted to see him stay and see it through and win a championship the first time through the way Jordan did, but you say, well, he just didn't have enough help.
Right.
And maybe that was true. But not only did he leave, the decision happened. And he said, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, which is about as far from Cleveland on the banks of that lake as you can get, right?
So were people, are you and people more upset that he left, or how he left by having the decision?
I wasn't upset that he left because I got it. He just said, I need to go join forces with Dwayne and Chris Bosh under Pat Riley in Miami, and we can win championships. And by golly, they broke through and won a couple of championships. So good for him. But it was how he presented his case on the air. He gave his fans no appreciation that night on live television.
He raised $500,000 for the Boys and Girls Club
of wherever it was.
Yeah,
in
that's pretty good, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but that wasn't for Cleveland.
No,
it wasn't for Cleveland. But he did not thank the Cleveland fans for their longtime support and their love. Like he gave them nothing back. Why? Because he was mad at the owner. And so all of his anger was channeled toward the owner, who then just channeled it right back. What did the owner do? He went right to his keyboard and he accused LeBron. He also did an interview with the AP, and he accused him of quitting in his final series against Boston in the playoffs.
You know what I have a hard time understanding, Skip? Is that when organizations, be it football, baseball, basketball, when they trade a player, the vitriol that the fans have towards the organization and the owner is never the same as when a player asks to leave. Why is that? You see, I don't know.
LeBron did choose to leave.
Yes.
Okay.
And what you call them chose to trade Kyrie. And there have been a lot of other great players in the history of the NBA in whatever sport that's been traded, but the fans never react when a team trades a player like they do when the player requests and leaves.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Well, it just
they traded James Harden.
Okay, but
they ain't better now.
He was theirs literally theirs,
Yeah.
born and raised, and he left and went to the opposite of Cleveland. He went to South Beach, right?
Right.
And then he later chose to leave and go to the opposite of Cleveland. He went to Hollywood.
Right.
Well, this stings if you're a Cleveland fan because you love your city despite its weather and its location, right?
And I understand but you have to look at it like this. Although it's a sport, it's LeBron James's job. And he wanted the job where he wanted a promotion. And he felt he would be better served. It's just like anything. I mean, no matter where you start, I didn't start at the bottom, Skip. I didn't want to be a special teams player my whole career. I was like, okay, I want to gradually build up.
Okay.
Well, LeBron James like, okay, this is fine and good, but I want to win championships.
Yep.
I want a new challenge.
Okay.
But people don't seem to understand that. And if you don't understand, you can't say, well, when people tell me, Skip, well, I would play for $7 million. I say, yeah. But when you work a normal 9-to-5 salary, but a person that's making $40, $50 million, that's a big difference to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you look at LeBron, you're looking at like, I mean, why does he have to leave?
Okay.
Well, LeBron says, well, I can't get what I need in Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm going to
got
Miami.
it. But his presentation to Jim Gray that night on live TV was a little cold-blooded and cold-hearted, actually, in the way he didn't treat the people of Cleveland. He gave them nothing back.
If he'd have said, you know what, guys, Cleveland, I want to thank you because you helped raise me. You helped shape what you see today.
That was it.
You helped this.
Those are magic words you just said.
Thank you. Yeah.
But at this time, I believe I will be better served. Nothing changes. See, sometimes we get caught up in presentation.
Okay, but I think that would have stopped the jersey burning, right? I think so.
Helped.
Poof. I don't know.
So they just burned down half the house, not all of it.
Anything would help, though.
Is that what you
I don't
think?
know, but somebody would say, well, okay, I see what your point. At least you thank me for my love and support for all
Well,
these
LeBron,
years.
LeBron knew what he was doing. He said, you burn them jerseys, when I come back, you're going to have to buy new ones.
Okay.
More money, cha-ching, cha-ching. You know,
Okay.
LeBron's an entrepreneur.
So then in December of 2010, he returns angry. He had played angry that night.
Yeah.
There was retribution in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sticks with some people. It sort of sticks in the bottom of your
I
heart.
can't believe after
that happened.
After the years I gave y'all, this is the way y'all do me.
Okay, so then
But
all
I'm
of
going
a
to
sudden,
forgive you. I'm going to forgive you. Guess what? I'm going to forgive you and come back.
and I'm coming home.
I'm
Right?
coming home. He said, tell the world, I'm coming home.
And then you know how fans are. It's like, okay,
They
we'll
were
take
back.
you back.
Exactly.
They were
right?
back. That was my favorite assignment here. They
Oh.
sent me to report outside of his home in Akron, and I interviewed fans. It was pretty fun, and everyone was over it.
They were
Like
over it.
nothing had ever happened. He's
Okay.
back. No one cared.
I could have hit your boy. I could have got you sitting down with LeBron.
Well, it was a little early for me then. I don't know if LeBron
You
would
did
have sat
drive
down
the
with
car
me.
in the parade.
Yeah, I told you. Skip is still upset with that, Jenny, because I came on his show. I said, we went to, I said, we going to the parade. I said, I'm going to be driving a fire truck. In Cleveland.
But then at the last second, he flipped his prediction,
Interesting.
and he went back to Golden State. Am I right about that?
I did.
Yep.
He never
But I
does
never,
that. He never does
but
that.
deep down I said, Bron, I know you could do it. I said, Bron, I just
Deep
need
down.
I said, Bron, I know it.
I
know it.
know that Draymond's going to call you a B word and get suspended. I know it in the bottom of my heart.
Called one guy that
Right.
and he went in the tank.
Yep.
The other guy rolled. Skip, cream will always rise. You know how this worked.
Yeah.
You grew up on a farm, right? I grew
No,
up
I didn't grow up on a farm.
So you don't know. But cream rises. The good stuff rises, and the other stuff that you don't need, you throw it away. But the cream,
I know. Game 3, NBA Finals, cream rises. Last 2 years, it rose. 7 feet tall rose.
and now they
Kevin Durant
now
rose.
with no Steph Curry, he rises. What he doing? There's only one Phoenix in the NBA. And 23 is it.
I don't know. I think 35 is it, and 35 wants Draymond out.
Whoa. Why would
Gone.
LeBron don't request anybody leave.
Oh,
LeBron
no?
want to keep him there.
I think he does behind closed
He
doors.
wanted Kyrie to stay. He told what he said. Don't trade Kai. We can make it work. That man said we can make it work even after Kyrie done went up there and told.
What did Kyrie say? I cannot take him anymore, all his drama. I want out.
What about that losing? What can he take now?
Well, we'll see what happens.
That Boston played
It's a
better without
long
Kyrie.
season.
Played
It's a
better without
long
Kyrie than when he was there. And now
You think that?
And now he need a 15-year vet to let everybody know it's a marathon, not a sprint. You had that.
We'll see how it all turns out at the end.
Do they need a closer? I guess they need
got
a
a
closer.
closer.
Where you at?
I think the Lakers need a closer.
Where you at?
Maybe it's KCP. I think they discovered a closer.
Where is the closer in Boston?
KCP.
Where is the closer in Boston? Jason Tatum? Because I know he was closing
The
last year.
games they won this year so far, I think they're like 9-9. They're always closed by Kyrie Irving. You know it and I know it.
So what about that one last? Utah, Donovan Mitchell, cooked them.
Yeah.
Kimba, cooked them.
Kim has been cooking everybody.
Okay, what about the Knicks? The Knicks they want Zion Williams or R.J. Barrett.
What about LeBron at Orlando last Saturday night? Help me out. What happened?
You at home.
Huh?
You at
Jet
home.
lag.
Oh, it's a jet lag.
Jet lag.
Hey, I travel every weekend. No jet lag for me.
That's
Can't
true.
use that as an excuse.
Good point, Jenny.
Thank you.
I tell you what, get out there and run some routes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will see you.
Now I'm not working out hard enough. We have missed the Patriots during their bye week, and are they playing games with us, or is Tom Brady actually hurt? I know
Ain't
Shannon
nothing
has
wrong with
missed
Tom
them. We'll
Brady.
discuss what is going on next.
No mercy.
Tom Brady was listed on the Patriots injury report yesterday with a knee issue, and New England had a bye last week, but Brady reportedly tweaked his knee during their blowout loss to the Titans. The Patriots are on the road Sunday against the Jets. We are joined once again by Eric Dickerson, but first, Shannon, I go to you here. What do you make of the injury?
Yeah. Come on.
This is some straight up bull jive.
You think so?
And you know it, Skip Bayless. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I didn't
you-
do it.
you
didn't say
I
anything.
didn't make out the injury report.
True.
So now Tom Brady's injured.
Yeah.
So what, did his family have the early turkey bowl? I mean, they were going to be practicing today, so they got it in over the weekend, and now
Maybe.
his knee hurt.
Maybe.
You know what, Skip? I love how they're trying to build this narrative in. Because see, everybody wants to. It's gonna come out later when they don't make the Super Bowl that Tom Brady's been dealing with this injury all year. See, they don't want to address the elephant in the room. We know what it is.
What is it?
41-year-old quarterback. But no, because here's the thing, Skip. I'm looking at this. Do you know he has fewer touchdowns than Mitchell Trubisky, Andy Dalton, and the guy everybody won't run out of New York, Eli Manning.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened when he played Patrick Mahomes?
But you know,
happened?
Unfortunately, that's only one game.
Wait, what happened when he played Aaron Rodgers?
What happened when he played Marcus?
I don't know.
They won. They
I
won.
don't know.
Hold on. What happened when he played Marcus Mariota?
Huh? Well, what happened when the Cowboys played Marcus?
Whoa. We're not talking about the Cowboys. If you don't mind me asking, what happened when he played Blake Bortles?
The defense got torched
Oh,
to
you-
the tune of 373.
What about what did Tom do? I don't know. I'm talking about defense. I ain't talking about Coach Belichick. I'm talking about what did Tom?
It's hard to overcome such a bad defense.
Okay.
Am I right?
What
It's
about
allowed
that?
the 25th most yards in the NFL.
But anyway, Skip, first of all, they just concocting these stories. There's nothing.
Concocting?
Concocting. There's
Also,
nothing.
now they're lying in a good way. Like usually they get accused of keeping players off the list,
Yes.
right? Yeah. But now you
Good.
said they're putting on for narrative. You know.
I think they're misspeaking the truth.
Oh.
Is that a fancy way of saying they're lying?
They're lying?
Yeah. So now all of a sudden, Tom Brady's knee. There's nothing wrong with Tom Brady's knee. Go ahead and just see. This is why I can't with the Patriots. First of all, I can barely trust anything they say, especially when it comes to injury, because they don't tell you anything. The injury report.
Well, now they're telling you everything.
Exactly.
They're saying the best quarterback in football as a
Oh,
knee.
here we go with this.
Yeah,
Well,
he's not even
am I
close.
right?
Flip, he's not even close.
Is he the reigning MVP?
Here we go with this.
Did he
is.
just set the all-time record?
Are
in
the Eagles the
Super
reigning
Bowl?
Super Bowl
Well,
champs? How that
champions.
working
They
out?
are.
How that working out for this Skip?
Wait, are the Patriots 7-3? Is that good? I think that's pretty good.
What they got to do with anything?
That's good.
It has a lot to do with everything.
Is that better
'Cause
than-
they're perfectly positioned after what you guys did to Kansas City to make a run at the number 1 seed in the AFC. Wow.
Hold up, you got 3 losses. They got 2 losses.
Okay. And they just might stumble again.
And y'all might stumble again. You make
But
it-
that quarterback from Kansas City, he will give it to you.
Big
will
B.
he
He
not,
will
Eric?
He will give it to you.
Yes.
He's
a
exciting to watch,
giver.
especially in
He's
person.
a Thanksgiving Day quarter. He gives and
And
gives.
guess what?
right?
Tom Brady might not throw it to you, but he ain't throwing touchdowns at you. He not throwing them these days, Skip Bayless.
Well, who's his best receiver? Josh Gordon. And this man said he runs with a piano
Piano
on
on
his
his
back.
Wait, he's just looking slow, basically. Looking slow.
You know what? You see how he does that? Now,
I don't do it. You did it to yourself.
When Tom Brady throws for 500 yards, he's all-time great. But the moment he does it, it's his receiver's fault.
That's the defense's
It's Coach
fault.
Belichick's
It's the defense's
fault.
fault.
Yeah. Go ahead, ED.
I got to say this. Did you see the movie Knocked Up?
Yeah.
With Katherine Heigl
Great.
and
Funny.
Seth
Love
Rogen.
that movie.
Yeah.
Well, it was a scene in there where Seth went to
I
a
cannot
club.
believe we're doing Knocked Up today.
He went to a club. Yeah. He went to a club. And the bouncer told him, looked at him and said, wow. He said, look, you're not too old for the world, but you are just too old for this club. And so I got to say.
You're saying Tom Brady should just go
Can
home?
I finish? Can I finish,
Wait
Skip? Can I
for it.
finish, Skip?
Okay.
What did I say? Was it a week ago? I said, now look, Tom Brady's a great quarterback, but he's an old-ass man for football. That's a young man sport. Young man sport. When you saw him.
How did he win the MVP at
Forget-
age 40? How did he do it?
I say it again.
Did he steal
They
it?
got the Tom Brady
Was it
rule.
rigged?
It's the system.
I don't know.
It's the Patriots system. Look, stop. All of us have played in a system. I played in the system. You played in the system.
Absolutely.
The Belichick system, the Josh Daniels, that system is great. And he works it better probably than any quarterback ever. But when I look at athletes, like I look at, I went back to it again. Joe Montana. Joe Montana was a great athlete. Not saying Tom's not a good athlete, great athlete.
I agree.
Basketball player, got recruited to play basketball. John Elway, great football player.
Great baseball player.
Baseball player. Great athlete. But I just say it again, man, he's an old man for football.
Wait, you're saying Tom Brady not a great athlete?
I'm saying he's a good athlete.
Okay.
He's got a great arm.
He got
But he had a great
drafted
arm.
to play
He had a great-
baseball as a catcher, just for the record. Go ahead.
As a kid, but not
Let me ask you a question.
not like a pitcher. Nothing like John Elway.
When you look at Tom Brady now, do you think great athlete?
I think he has great pocket feet.
No, athlete.
Great arm. Well, listen, great pocket feet, that's athletic, man.
I can have some
Did
great
you
pocket
see him
feet.
catch that pass against Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what happened?
Didn't end well.
When no one touched it, what did he do? Legs.
So are we judging quarterbacks by how they catch football?
No. I asked you, when he caught the ball, what did he do?
He's the greatest quarterback ever, and he might have the greatest pocket feet ever, and that's no small, unathletic thing.
Okay.
No small thing.
So you
to
believe
be
it?
able to buy time and move here and there just almost imperceptibly, subtly, to find time and make
Do you
accurate...
believe he's hurt? Do you believe he's hurt?
Yep, I do.
Oh, my goodness, Skip, why you do this?
They said...
Why, Skip?
They said that he threw a 6-yard pass to Julian Edelman at Tennessee, and somebody hit into his knee, and it tweaked his knee. So I think, and what's that?
They didn't throw a flag on it? Because
Yeah.
anytime you touch Tom Brady, I mean, especially around
Yeah.
the legs,
And
such
the
as flags
point is,
everywhere.
you say he's an old-ass man, but, you know...
For football.
I know, for football. So today, Mitchell Trubisky is out. Is he a young-ass man? I'd say he
he's
is.
young.
Got more touchdowns than Tom, too.
And Sam Darnold, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to play this Sunday. So is he a young-ass man?
Is he in his 20s?
Oh, he's a rookie.
But he's 20.
Josh Allen, has he missed time this year? I think so.
Yeah,
Wait a second. Is Jimmy Garoppolo out for the season?
Yeah.
Is he a young-ass man? I think he is.
Did Tom miss the season?
Wait a second. Marcus Mariota always seems hurt, and he's still a young
He
quarterback.
beat Tom
and-
Brady before he got hurt, though.
and then Alex Smith is gone, and Joe Flacco's been gone, and Ryan Tannehill's been gone but coming back. And my point is, all these quarterbacks get hurt, and this guy got tweaked on the knee. He's got a tweaked knee.
So that explains why he didn't play well against Tennessee.
maybe.
Because he hurt his knee. See, you see the narrative? See, Jenny, it's not just good enough. Edie, you know this. It's not just good enough. Okay, this team wins, this team loses. We need a narrative.
Yeah.
We need something.
We need a reason.
Yeah,
So wait a second. So Tom Brady cannot win with Shannon Sharpe, the
Yes, he
Hall of
can.
Famer Shannon Sharpe. I got two great Hall of Famers sitting here,
I didn't
but
say he can't win.
Can't win with either one of them because last year, the week leading up to the AFC Championship game against Saxonville, Tom Brady caught, I don't know what happened. Maybe he fell down his stairs. I don't know what happened.
No.
But he tore his thumb, the base of his thumb, he tore it open and needed 12 stitches in it. Is that good to throw the football with 12 stitches in your right hand, in your throwing hand? And what happened? It was cold out there at Foxborough on that AFC Championship game Sunday. And what did he do in the fourth quarter? He's down 20-10. He throws for 138 against Saxonville with 12 stitches in the base of his throwing thumb.
What did Coach Belichick
Was that
say?
a narrative? Should you have put it on the injury
What
report?
did Coach?
Yes.
What did Coach Belichick say? I'm going to go to the man that's closest to him.
What'd he say?
I want to go to the man that
What'd he
knows
say?
him as
Wait,
good as
you want
anybody.
to go
What
to
did
the
he say?
man who despises the
Now, you don't
credit
just
that
don't
Tom
do
Brady
this.
But
He
what
gets.
did he say?
despises such a harsh word.
yeah.
What did Coach Belichick say at the press conference at the end of the game, the post game? What did he say, Skip?
It wasn't exactly, open heart
Open
surgery?
heart surgery.
Yeah. Okay?
It wasn't a
You know what?
crisis.
That was a low blow from
wasn't
that
low.
coach because he knows it was the equivalent of open heart surgery for a quarterback to throw with stitches in the base of his thumb. Do you know how hard it is to guide a football when you got stitches in your thumb?
Skip, you know one thing about sports, though? It's all about what have you done for me lately. Not last year.
You guys are
Hold
sick
on.
and tired of Tom Brady. You
No,
want
I'm
him to
not.
go away.
He said we're jealous of him last week.
Well,
jealous.
whatever.
You know,
Resentful, jealous,
you know,
name it.
It's not what you did for me last year before. It's what you do for me right now.
And right now,
Right now.
no Tubbs.
Right now. That's what it is.
So you think they made up the knee injury? Really?
I didn't say that. Now, he said
I
that. I don't think they made the knee injury.
How about this here, Skip? I don't think the knee is bad enough for it
That's
to be
it.
on the injury report.
That's
How about that? Is that better?
So you think Brady went to Belichick and said, please put me on the injury report so I have an excuse? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah?
No, I just do not, me personally, do not think, because the narrative, see, that explains why they lost to Tennessee. He hurt his knee early in the game. This explains why he's 17-7, and he's behind guys like Mitchell Trubisky and Eli Manning for as far as touchdowns. But the elephant in the room, Skip, and it will not go away, he fought and won.
So here's what the 41-year-old has done this year. What have you
year?
done for me lately, Mr. Brady? He threw for 182 yards in the fourth quarter to outgun the young gun, the greatest
That
gun.
wasn't lately.
Patrick Mahomes.
Was that 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Patrick Mahomes. Oh, so you mean you have to do it week to week?
Yeah! Week to week.
So it was only 2 weeks ago that he outgunned Aaron Rodgers, who was pathetic in the fourth quarter. But he threw for 104 against Green Bay, and they won the game by 2 touchdowns. And he threw the game-breaking touchdown pass to Josh Gordon. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, did he do that for us lately? I think that's pretty late.
Hold on, talk about. You know what? As a matter of fact, next week I'm taking all the week off because I can't work every day this week. So I want to get paid for next week for coming this week, even though I don't work this.
Did they win last week?
No.
I want to know what you guys are going to say sitting in those chairs when the 7-3 New England Patriots go on a run because they got at Jets and they got Jenny's Vikings at home and at Miami. And then at Pittsburgh is
I bet
dicey.
2 cases they don't get a number 1 seed.
Okay, I don't know. Buffalo and Jets to finish.
2 cases.
Or Buffalo and the Jets. Well, that's some tough ones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They
What are
play-
you going to do when they're 13-3?
What are you going to do when they're not the number 1 seed?
I don't know.
How about
They'll
this?
just go,
You know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on the record. They won't even be the top 2 seeds.
huh?
For 3 cases, Skip Bayless.
3
right
cases?
now.
No.
Not the,
I got to see if he's hurt. I got to see if he's hurt.
Sure, let's see if they can
They don't
win
lie.
3 of
They
those
don't
4
put
games
anybody.
on the road.
What if he's hurt? That would be a
Skip,
dumb bet.
We'll see.
If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it over there
You got your
somewhere.
fifth? I had a half gallon.
Okay.
Okay,
You
Eric.
a half gallon.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you for being here. Did Baker Mayfield take a shot at Hugh Jackson yesterday? Love it. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
The Browns will have an interesting twist when they actually travel to play the Bengals on Sunday. Hugh Jackson will be on the sideline for Cincinnati. Hugh was fired by the Browns last month and was hired as a special assistant to Marvin Lewis. Baker Mayfield was asked yesterday about a possible advantage for the Bengals. Let's take a listen.
Do you think Hugh's knowledge of the playbook, the personnel, would give the Bengals an advantage at all?
No,
And why not?
just no.
Skip,
Whoa.
what does that tell you?
That young man just said a whole lot in 3 little words. No, just no. And I loved it because I believe that Baker Mayfield has little to no respect left for Hugh Jackson. And I told you how much it infuriated me the night after that Hard Knocks scene that we saw.
He won the backup job.
Hugh called him in with Drew Stanton in front of the Hard Knocks cameras and informed Baker Mayfield, the number 1 overall pick, son, you have just won the backup job over Drew Stanton. Way to go. And to Hugh's credit, he sat right here at the Undisputed desk and he said, you know, I wish I had that one back. I shouldn't have done it in front of the cameras. I don't think he minded doing it. It just was in front of the cameras for all the world to see.
Agreed.
So I appreciate you for doing that. But Hugh from the start stuck with Tyrod Taylor. And I didn't love it because he wouldn't even give Baker a chance to compete for the job. And I think Baker lost all respect for Hugh as an offensive coordinator type, as an offensive mind. And I believe that this Sunday that Baker was speaking his heart, that he is not threatened at all by what Hugh knows about Baker or their offense, because they've probably changed it completely now. It's
I don't think so.
a whole new approach.
Yeah, they ain't changed it. They still call them the same play. First of all, it's hard for me to believe that the head coach that's been there for what? This was his third year. It's hard for me to believe that he doesn't have intimate knowledge. Because we saw in Hard Knocks, we saw the former linebacker from the Philadelphia Eagles, I think it's Michael Kendrick, come in and give a scouting report. Okay, this guy doesn't want that smoke in the block.
About the Eagles, and it was detailed, and it was insightful.
So you mean to tell me the head coach is not going to be more detailed than a linebacker that can tell you things, the pros and cons about every player on that roster? It's hard for me to believe that he's not going to help. Hard for me to believe.
You think big advantage Cincinnati?
Is it an advantage? Yes. Will it help them? I think it will help them, but at the end of the day, you still have to go out there and play and execute. You might know a guy's weakness, but if you can't put him in the situation where he has to play to that weakness, well, you're not going to win. So they haven't changed the offense as much as you like for them to think they changed. Now that's the same offense, same plays, and Hugh's going to go out there and give them the blueprint. And the Bengals going to get them.
You think so? I think Baker Mayfield is not afraid of Hugh at all, because the truth is Baker Mayfield's afraid of nobody.
But the question is, you said you like what Baker said. Do you believe that Hugh Jackson would have an advantage? Yes or no?
I do not. It's no more advantage than anybody would have who has been in camp with somebody. It's still hard to stop it. When he executes right. And remember, to Hugh's credit also, he did sit right here and he was raving about his arm talent.
He was.
And he said he was surprised by it, that it was stronger than he thought it was.
But, you know, for it not to work, why do teams consistently bring guys in and have them says, okay, well, tell me about this guy. Okay, well, tell me about that guy. Well, tell me about the system. Why do they continue to do that if it has no effect?
Well, I don't know. You can try it, but I've just been around good teams before. I covered a lot of good teams where they'd be like, you can have our plays.
But
it just doesn't matter.
But here's the thing, Skip. How many of them has had the head coach of that team in their building? I don't know if we've ever seen a situation like that. Have we?
No.
Okay.
Do you really think Baker's at a huge disadvantage? I do not.
I didn't think he's at a huge disadvantage, but I think what Hugh's able to provide, I think that can help the Cincinnati's offense and defense. Yes, I do.
Maybe a little bit, but I think deep down Baker is just on fire to play.
Oh yeah.
Play really
Keep
well
emotions
this
in
time.
check.
Huh?
You got to take the emotion out of the game to play well.
You know what? He plays angry really well.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his team's gotten healthier. He's gotten some of his receivers back.
Okay, we'll go see.
And we will see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You like Cleveland?
I mean, Drew Brees just lit him up there in Cincinnati.
Oh, so now Baker Mayfield's Drew Brees. Is that what you have us to believe? Jenny.
Well, I disagree, Shannon, because he thrives under the emotion. He plays better when he has something.
What happened in Georgia?
What happened?
The defense?
Hey, wait a second.
Whoa.
Okay, Jenny Bayless. Okay, Jenny Bayless.
Wait a second.
Here.
Baker Mayfield threw for 200 yards in the first half against one of the two best defenses in college football.
How many yards did he end up with?
He did get hurt in that game.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No.
They had to shut him down and go away from him.
But he wasn't hurt when he caught that touchdown and he running off the sideline right before the half. He doing all this.
Okay.
Oh, Mark Rick, shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah. It took 2 overtimes for them to lose that game.
They should have never lost. They had a 14-point lead.
Their defense was almost as bad as it is now. And right now it is horrendously bad.
Skip.
Well, don't do it. You realize they've won 3 games, given up 40 or more points?
Well, let me ask you a
How
question.
do you do that?
Well, who threw those interceptions? Was that the defense that threw those interceptions in that game?
I mean,
In which
No.
pushing it.
Huh?
In which game?
Yeah, against Georgia.
Talking about
Against Georgia?
Oh, what about this year?
I don't know. Kyler Murray's he should be the Heisman front runner.
You want to put some dew on that?
Well, I'm just saying, he's got a shot.
I got a shot.
100%.
Hey,
I'm not going to win.
this Friday night, it's a big deal.
It is.
If he puts up big numbers, Tua might be in some trouble.
First of all, what do you think Tua is going to do in the Iron Bowl?
Tua's been playing the Citadel.
Hold on.
Come on.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
Yeah.
They played Texas. They played West Virginia and Okie State every game. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay.
They
So
didn't play.
everybody, see, the problem that you got is not that they played the Citadel. Is it when they played the Citadel?
You want to talk about cupcakes? I'm going to call
yeah.
the Citadel a cupcake.
Is
They
LSU a
should like
cupcake?
it.
Is LSU a cupcake?
Well,
You know what? Their offense
What about
is a cupcake.
What about Mississippi State?
okay.
Cupcake?
We got a lot of games this weekend to look forward to, but they start with today. Those Cowboys should Skip be worried about Colt McCoy and the Redskins. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
We're about 4 hours away from today's big Cowboys-Redskins game. Dallas 5-5, one game behind Washington in the NFC East. In their first meeting last month, Ezekiel Elliott was held to a season-low 33 yards. And Colt McCoy, well, he'll start at quarterback for Washington. Skip, earlier in the show, you picked the Cowboys.
I did.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in your team?
I'm about to eat, and Zeke is about to eat, and my confidence level is a 9. I do not think Colt McCoy will crumble and choke, and I do think the Washington defense, 5th in the NFL in points allowed, will scratch and claw all game long. But my Cowboys should win this game, and I believe they will win this game. And if they do not win this game, I'm going to burn Eric Dickerson's jersey that he gave me.
I hope not.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But I might be tempted.
Shannon?
Yep. What do you got? Are you already partaking?
I'm very confident.
Why did you take it
I don't
out?
know.
I got a 10.
That's
I got a
gross. That's
Hold on.
disgusting.
What? This is my
you just
side.
put that in your mouth.
This is my side of the
Side of the
table.
table.
Oh, you
Why
can do whatever you want. I have to look at it.
No, you don't. I'm blocking your view. I'm a 12.
A 12.
I'm a 12.
Of course.
That's the heavy jinx factor.
No, jinx.
Go to 13. You should have gone to 13. You could do the unlucky 13 jinx, right?
You know the Washington is banged up on the offensive line. Backup quarterback. So now they got backups, and backups playing. The Cowboys, they're injured, and the Cowboys.
This game
strength,
going.
which is deep.
That's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow
Good.
morning, 9:30
Good.
Eastern. Enjoy all
Here we
the
go.
football today. Have a great Thanksgiving. It's a good show, guys. That was fun.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.